Okay, cool. So we're in it. We were talking about movement options. You told me about the dash.
Yep, there's a forward, there's a run. A couple of characters have step dashes instead of runs, but that's like a minority of the cast. Back dashes, there's like a general version of. Some characters have better of than others. There's a little bit of invuln at the beginning of these, but most of it is again just moving backwards.
Okay.
You get two air actions in this game. So I know a lot of people right now are used to Melty Blood, where you get a jump, a second jump, and an air dash. In this game, the majority of characters only get their first jump and then either an air dash or another jump. So you can either go jump, or you can go jump, air dash.
Okay, jump. So jump, air dash, and then I can't jump.
Yeah, and a super jump does not count for either of these. So you can do super jump, air dash, or super jump, double jump, no problem.
Okay, that's kind of like Guilty.
Yeah, it's pretty. It's pretty similar.
Okay, cool. So those are our main movement options, and of course, like there are gonna be some characters that break those.
Yeah,
but this is the general.
Yeah, like a couple characters, like Bang has an extra air dash, Tao has an extra jump, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Also, run momentum in this game is carried into your jumps. So if I run up, I can get like a really big super jump and cross like the whole screen.
Like,
So you actually get like a surprisingly large amount of like movement options with that. Even just like a little, like a tiny little baby dash will actually give you like a ton of extra airtime.
Oh, okay.
So you can do like a really small dash into a jump.
Okay, and does that apply to super jumps too?
Yep.
Okay.
It actually applies to super jumps even more because you're in the air for so much longer. You keep that momentum.
Oh, okay. So is that like a strategy, like boom, run up, and it's like messing with your jump angles like that,
Yeah.
like to mix people up? Okay.
This is actually a game where jumping is like surprisingly safe because in addition to being able to block in the air, you get the second air action. So you can like run up at people from full screen and then super jump at them, and then if the situation looks bad for you,
just block.
You can actually air dash back because air dashes are also a lot bigger than people are used to.
Yeah, this goes far. I mean, at least mine goes super far.
They are character specific, but everyone like I remember playing Guilty Gear Strive for the first time and doing air backdash with Soul and moving like half a pixel.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just not used to it coming from Strive. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just zooming right now.
So you could do some pretty good air evasion in this game with your second option too, and then you can use the second jump and kind of get out of the way.
And even if I use all my air actions, I can still block?
Yep, you can still block in the air. A lot of moves in this game that are grounded are air unblockable, so you need barrier in the air to block them. But you can just do that like all the time.
Okay. Cool.
And for people who are coming from Guilty Gear, this is basically just FD, except instead of costing your meter, it costs that bar at the top of the screen saying barrier. It's a separate resource.
Okay.
The game's very generous with it, so it's like kind of free, but not quite free. If that makes sense.
So like right now in our training mode, we must have it set to infinite. I'm assuming.
Yeah. Even if I turn that off of, let's see, barrier gauge default. Even if you do that, I hold it down. It's draining incredibly slow.
Yeah. And if I let go, will it come back?
It will slowly regenerate over
slow.
time.
Okay.
And then also if you run out of barrier, so let's set the barrier to none. You enter danger state where you take extra damage, and then the bar will slowly fill up across the top of the screen, and then once it gets back there, it'll totally fill. You can pop Overdrive, which I'll talk more about later, to just kind of get whatever you have back sooner.
Okay,
basically.
so that gives you the barrier back.
Yes, in addition to like a bunch of other stuff.
Okay,
but that is
cool.
one of the features. You usually don't see people run on a barrier too much, except for specifically versus Amane, a character who interacts with their opponent's barrier a lot, and Izanami, a character who spends their barrier for like a special.
Okay, cool. All right, so that covers the movement. Pretty similar to Gear, which I'm pretty familiar with, I'm sure.
One other thing. You can cancel... when you run forward, there's like a stop animation. You can cancel it with barrier.
Okay, so that's like guard break, like guard canceling, like with FD, kind of similar.
Exactly.
Okay.
And you keep your forward momentum a little bit, so you do like slide.
Oh, okay. So, but it's a way to, like, if I'm running at you in neutral, I can block instantly.
Yep.
Whereas if I don't do that,
Then
I
you
have a
to,
delay. Okay.
Yeah, I get hit for doing that all the time. I like to remind myself the first part of barrier blocking is barrier, not blocking.
Well, and it seems almost stronger in this game than compared to like a Gear because the barrier meter is a bit more generous, right? Like,
yeah, this is basically free. It costs
so
you
like,
almost
is there
nothing.
almost no reason not to do this, right?
If you're stopping and not hitting a button, absolutely. Because if you are like you can cancel runs into buttons. So you don't have that, like, you don't have to do, like, a stop barrier button. You can...
Okay.
But, yeah, that covers pretty much most of the generic movement in this game.
Okay, cool. So do you want to talk about buttons? So maybe we can talk about, like, the different button options we have.
So there are 4 buttons in this game. You have A, B, C, and D. For all intents and purposes, it is light, medium, heavy, and then special.
Okay.
And every drive move in this game is like tied to the character. So if I hit D, I read my book, and if you hit D, you summon a big ice thing. So it's it's
very character specific.
Yeah, you get it's pretty. Some characters have like basically you get a whole extra set of normals.
Right.
But I actually don't get any normals from it. It just lets me build my stock, and then I spend them to do EX moves. Your drive specials are basically just EX moves from Street Fighter.
Right.
Where you can spend, so instead of getting regular Fireball, you get this huge thing that stays out there.
Right.
So normally you get like a Fireball on 236A, I believe that is.
Yeah, like
but
that?
236, yeah.
And
But
then
236D, make
is
the
that
big
one.
star, and then
Okay.
that stays out for 3 hits. You can use it. It's like really, really strong, but
Okay.
it does cost 225 meter.
And just while we're on the topic of inputs, I mean, are we mostly talking with like this was a quarter circle forward motion? Do we have like what Z Shoryuken motions
Yep.
or like?
I have my character has basically every input possible.
Okay.
So we have quarter circle forward. We have reverse dragon punch and regular dragon punch 623 for DPs. And then you get half circles.
Okay. So that's like everything.
yeah. And then this game, supers are usually either double quarter circle forward or half circle back forward is like a pretty common input. So I think you have half circle back forward D. And then there you go. You have a big super on that.
Did that just miss?
Yeah, that one's
Oh, it's like
anti-air.
shoots up?
You can actually do that in the air too. It shoots down.
Okay. All right, cool. So that's like the pretty traditional special input commands. But like you said, you could use the drive, and like that's sort of the unique thing of the character. Where
Yes.
You know, like it's different for everybody, but generally you have a drive, and then you have like special input plus drive gives you something else. Usually.
Yeah, pretty much everyone's got some kind of drive move on their special. So my character is pretty similar to yours. I have that bar at the bottom that you can see, which I can charge up stocks. I've got one right now, so I can do my regular specials. But if I use D for my specials, I can spend a stock and I get like a way better
super
one.
move. Okay.
Yeah.
So you have to. I mean, this is like Tsubaki specific. You press D, you get a stock, and then you can spend the stock on the super move.
She doesn't just get one for tapping. She's got to like read. It like charges up over time.
Oh, so you can get a bunch of ones.
Yeah,
okay.
so she can actually also cancel her moves with reading.
Okay.
Which gives her some more stuff. So she's got some like combos where she builds stocks and stuff like that.
Okay. Cool. And so while we're on the topic of normals, we'll get into Gatlings, I'm sure, but before that, like, is there any like, I guess you could say roll. So for example, like in 6P and Guilty Gear is usually anti-air. Is there like a specific like, this button's usually your anti-air? Like I'm noticing this kind of looks like an anti-air.
So this is actually that is actually your anti-air, which is 2C, but there's not a universal button for that. It actually varies from character to character. And one thing I should probably talk about right now, so Guilty Gear, everyone is just used to the shrinking hitboxes.
Yeah.
Blazblue actually has property-based invuln. So all jumping moves are considered head property, and anti-air has full invuln to head moves for that period of time. So it doesn't. So in Guilty Gear, like you can hit people's anti-airs if you get like really low down. Like I know Ram's got what is it like a J2S?
Yeah, where she like bam,
and
she goes like straight down.
That would not work in this game because the anti-airs will just be straight invuln to it.
I see. So the anti-airs are very reliable in that sense.
Yeah, they have like a time period before the invuln comes out.
Yeah.
And like some of them are faster than others, but we both have anti-airs on 2C.
Okay, and that's just like it's different for every character, basically. Like you just kind of find it. Like we can assume, and well, so like you said though, but does everybody have a move that's that head invuln?
Yes, everyone has at least that move. I think the only exception for a one, like they're command normals on everybody except exactly Izuyoi, who has to get away with a DP motion.
Okay. So that's just like the unique for that one character.
Yes.
So so that's just one thing people are gonna have to find out when they're playing their character. Find out the move. And is there a way to really know, or do you just have to kind of figure it out?
Usually they look pretty anti-airish. I would say they're normally either on a 2 input or a 6 input. You'll never see them like pretty much anywhere else.
Is this a move right here?
That is your 6A. That is your overhead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that is actually one of the fastest overheads in the entire game.
Okay. I'm noticing I have a lot of command normals.
Oh, yeah. Everyone's got a 6A, a 6B, and a 6C, and then a 3C. So everyone's got those 4 command normals guaranteed. That's like... So for me, my 6A, my standing overhead, my 6B is a standing low, and my 6C is combo filler. And then I have a 3C, which is a slide.
That's your sweep. And mine is just this, right?
Yeah.
Sweep, and then normally this is the anti-air without it.
Yep.
So everybody's got a bunch of command normals.
Yeah. So you've got your 6A is the overhead that you just did. Your 6B is that little hop kick. And your 6C is a big slide forward, which is, I think, it's mostly for frame traps. And you can cancel that into your 2D and then be kind of safe there. Or, well, it won't work from that spacing. But you can push me out on a block, and then you can do your 2D. Didn't quite work in that situation. But that's what it's for. You can do it into your other drive moves.
Okay.
And be safe.
Okay, cool. So that's good. That's good to know. Is people, when they're playing, so you got their normals. You got to find your anti-air, and you got to figure out what all your command normals do. And everybody universally, maybe there's a rule breaker, but pretty much everyone's got their forward holding moves plus their normals.
I don't actually think there's a rule breaker for that one. I think that is
so that one's
global across
consistent.
the caps.
Okay, cool.
So everyone's got at least 3 normals per button.
Okay.
5, 2, and 6.
Right. Yeah, just their normal crouching. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. What about Gatlings?
Okay, so in this game, the Gatling tables are a little unique. Like, it's not like Strive where there's some global rules. Generally, you will be able to go A to B to C.
Okay.
Pretty
ABC.
easily. And then you can do A to B to C to, like, I mean, mine won't combo, but 3C. That will work for you as Jin. You can even actually just do A, B, C, D, honestly.
Oh, yeah, into the ice?
Yeah, and then that's like a full combo right there.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay.
Not necessarily one you would want to do, but that does work.
Right, it works.
And then usually how it works is that a B move can be canceled into the other B moves. And then we start to get into the, like, I can't really give you a general thing. So, like, I can go 2B to 5B, but I can't go back to 2B, but Rachel can, for instance. She's a character who can go 5B, 2B, 5B.
Okay, so I just did 2B, 5B, C, 2B, 5B, 5C, 3C.
Yep, and all that cancels.
Okay, so generally we have A, B, C, and then, like, I can't go backwards, right? So I can't do, like, A, B, A.
Nope, there's no reverse beating. Anything like that is a link.
Okay, but what could I do, like A, B, 6A? No, okay.
No, yeah. So that's one that you, like, I can go 5B, 6A.
Oh, okay.
That's where we get into the, like,
okay, that's the weird stuff. So this is where we'll just have to, acknowledge that it's going to be weird. It's going to be different.
I will say the Dustloop wiki has been meticulously updated over the last year by one of our locals, Toledo.
Oh, nice.
Completely overhauled it. All of the resources are located there. You don't necessarily have to go into character discords anymore. And every single one has a Gatling table for the character that you can go look at.
So that's sick. So you can go in there and see, like, okay, because you might not have known, because it might not be, like, intuitive to be like, oh, 5B into, like, for your character, 5B into 6A. You're like, I wouldn't think you would do that, but you can go in there and look, and you can see all the unique ones.
The only reason that I know that I can do 5BB overhead is because I looked at that Gatling table.
5BB?
Yeah, so I have, Tsubaki has a second set of normal, so I have 5B, and then I have 5BB, and I have 5C, and I have 5CC, and these are all whiff cancels.
Okay.
But that is unique to Tsubaki. That is not like, I think her and Hibiki are two of the only characters that have, like, a whiff cancel on almost every button like that.
When you say whiff cancel, you mean it only comes out on hit?
Nope, it comes out, I can do it on hit, I can do it on block, but it will come out if I whiff.
If it whiffs, okay.
So she can be a little bit difficult to counter poke, because sometimes you can get stuck by the second button.
Okay, cool. All right.
And, well, actually, on the topic of whiff cancels, everyone can whiff cancel their 5As and their 2As 3 times into themselves.
Okay, so you can whiff these into each other.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there's a limit.
Yep,
yeah, boom,
you
boom,
can
boom,
do
boom,
3.
boom, 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 boom. It's a little slower on this one, so that's just because it's a slower move,
Yeah,
right?
so
this actually doesn't look like it's doing it.
I would say, actually, Jin's 2A might be a little bit different. I'm not 100% sure, because his 2A is actually jump cancelable. It's like one of the only two in the game.
Huh.
He gets to jump cancel that on block, which is kind of wild, actually.
So I can just do like boom, boom, jump.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
He gets to do some nasty stuff with that.
And are those properties also probably in Dustloop maybe?
Yeah, you should have, like, that. The jump cancel stuff is all on there. Like,
All on
Dustloop will
Dustloop.
tell
Okay.
you pretty much everything you need to know about the buttons, except, like, you'll get, like, all the frame data, so you know how plus or minus something is, which I will get into it a little bit, matters a little bit less in this game. Blazblue's not a game where you're plus very often, and it doesn't usually matter that much.
Okay. I mean, while we're talking about that, then, like, do you want to go into that a little bit? Like, like, frame traps, like, like being plus on block, like, how does that generally work?
So the general scope of this game, first of all, I feel like I should bring up, because a lot of people, like, Street Fighter is like a 3 and a 4 frame game, right? And then Guilty Gear's like a 3 frame game.
Usually usually 4.
Yeah.
Like 4 or 5.
Blazblue is generally a 6 frame game.
Okay.
The most 5As are 6 frames. A couple of characters have a 5 frame 5A, but every single one of them with sun crouchers.
Okay. All the ones that are 5 whiff on crouchers.
Yes.
So like this one is 6, I'm assuming?
That one is 6 and with sun crouchers.
Oh, okay.
So you get the worst of both worlds there, unfortunately.
Okay.
But, like, I think it's like, I know Rogna's got a 5 frame 5A, and but that with sun crouchers.
It with sun crouchers. But, like, does yours 5?
Mine is 6 frames and doesn't whiff on crouchers.
Okay. I got you.
And then almost universally the 2As are 7 frames. I think the only exceptions I can think of off the top of my head that are faster are Bullet and Hazama, both have 6 frame 2As.
Okay.
But they both have 5As that whiff on crouchers.
Okay. And when it comes to, like, air Gatlings, is there anything special about that?
Some characters can reverse speed and some characters can't. So if you jump in the air real quick, I can go A, B, C pretty easily. I have a JBB and a JCC, which is a double overhead. But yeah, you can also hit JA an infinite amount of times in the air on every character. So if
so
you,
just, like,
I can
mash
just,
it. Yeah.
If you want to just jail somebody to the ground, like, just jump and block.
Okay. Yeah.
I can just keep doing it until I land.
And there's no, like, You know, like it's not like Guilty Gear. There's like a risk, right?
Nope.
Okay,
There's
so
no blocking is really strong in this game.
Yeah.
Because you get a lot of tools for it. Like you get instant block and you get barrier, which the game's pretty generous about. Instant blocking, I'll talk about that really quick. It's kind of like parrying from Third Strike.
Okay.
Except you hit back instead of forward. You do have to hit down and back, but you don't have to hit down to parry like lows.
What do you mean?
So, like, you know how in Third Strike, to parry a low, you have to hit down and not down forward?
Oh,
in this game, you can hit down back to parry.
Down back as a parry. That seems actually really strong.
Yeah.
Was that just it?
Yeah, you just got it. So that flashing indicator right there, it's very safe in a lot of ways, especially if you because you don't have to let go of 2 to IB.
Okay.
You just have to be blocking at the right height and then hit back within 8 frames of their button.
So yeah, it seems like that could accidentally happen a lot.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
And instant blocking gives you a proportional amount of meter more than the person hitting you.
I see.
So you get
it's a meter buff.
Yeah.
So it's not a frame data change.
It's both.
Oh.
You get a meter buff, and it also makes you have 3 less frames of block stun. So there are some moves. Actually, I'm going to do. There's a really classic example of this, which will also be a good don't get beat up. This is a beginner. So Asriel here. Let me turn off the weak points. We don't need that. Yeah, let's get rid of that. Okay, so Asriel has this lariat here, Gustav Buster. So if you block it, it is +1 on block.
Okay.
If you just regular block it. But if you IB it, it's now -2. And it doesn't have any cancel options.
Okay.
So, and it gives you enough time on the hit stun here.
Can I react?
You can, yeah.
I'll try. I'll try.
Yeah, it's one of those things that you get really used to.
There
you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
you
now
can do
I'm
that.
plus.
Yeah, and you're plus, so you could hit your 2A there, and then you would beat me on a match.
I see. And then I'm getting meter for that too.
Yep, and you're getting the extra meter. You got you get more than I do for making you block the button.
Right, because you're getting meter for doing the move.
Yes.
And then I'm getting more.
You get I don't know the exact number here. I think it's like 150% of the meter that I gain.
Okay. Oh, it scales based on the amount you get?
You will guaranteed get more than me.
I see. So it's not like a fixed value. It's like you get a certain amount of meter, and based on that, I get that much more.
If I remember it correctly, yeah. So IB is very strong. You can also do IB barrier.
At the same time?
Yeah, you can if you do, and it pushes me back really far. So barrier, I forgot to mention this earlier. Barrier adds 1 frame of block stun. And so you add those 2 numbers together, so IBB only takes away 2.
All right, I think people can hear us now. I'm just going to assume, okay, we can hear you now. Okay,
yeah,
we're back.
All right,
Christian, don't touch anything.
I'm touching nothing.
All right,
Okay.
so instant barrier block. You can do, barrier adds 1 frame of block stun, and instant blocking removes 3, so you add them together, and you get, basically you get 2 less. I keep dashing through you. Let's, there you go. We got it. And it pushes you out a little bit extra far.
Okay, so this seems like the superior version of block.
Yeah, it's a little bit better than regular barrier. Obviously, it's a little skill testing.
Okay.
There might be some niche situations where you only want to push them at a certain distance, but obviously that's going to be like a pretty high level.
Okay.
But there are a lot of good reasons not to just spam instant blocking, because you can definitely get caught like staggered lows.
Right, so like because I'm tapping block and then
Yeah.
I have to let go, right?
You do have to let go. Now
So wait, I can't tap it and hold it?
When you go to IB, you do get locked out. It's like Third Strike. You have a period of time where you're locked out from being able to IB again. But you don't get locked out from blocking.
So let's say I try to time it, I mistime it, but then I still block.
Okay, yeah. That's only if you hold 2, which is actually an important part of barrier incorrectly. But then if you're holding 2 all the time, I can start going for overheads more easily.
Okay.
It's there. A lot of Blazblue offense is like for some characters, it's a lot of like relatively reactable stuff. But you have a lot of things to make your opponent think about.
Okay, and Maz asked in chat, what's the frame window for IB?
8 frames.
8 frames. So that means you have 8 frames for an IB to come out.
Yes.
Versus like if you're beyond that, you're just blocking normally. If
Yep,
you're
you
before
are
that,
gonna
you're
get
getting
just
hit.
yeah, you're gonna get normal block or you're gonna get hit.
Okay.
It actually is, I think, the exact same timing window as a Third Strike regular forward parry.
Okay. Okay.
And so, like, one of the things that's important, jump start up in this game, almost universally 4 frames. I think it's just Asriel, Tager, and Bullet have like 5 and 6 respectively.
Okay.
And you can get hit out of jump start up, and you won't see the low indicator if you get hit out of jump start up.
Okay. Because so you only see. I also like watch. Just do it right now.
Yeah.
Do it low.
You won't get it
I won't
there.
see it if I'm not blocking.
Yes.
So I have to be blocking in order to get. It's basically telling you you're blocking incorrectly.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, like you said, there's pre-jump frames you can get hit low there.
Yep.
Okay. And is that pretty?
You can actually get hit anyway during those 4 pre-jump frames. It's not just lows.
Anyway, okay.
Yeah.
So it's not. So I guess we could call it. They call it like chicken blocking
Yeah.
in Marvel. You'd say that's not that strong in this game.
Chicken blocking can still be good. There's a fuzzy jump OS in this game, which
Okay.
isn't super important. But barrier cancels. That's not what I wanted. Barrier actually cancels your pre-jump.
Oh.
You can
okay.
also special cancel pre-jump, which matters a lot for certain combos, but isn't. I wouldn't say it's a large part of the game.
So if I just jump, boom, I'm more vulnerable. If I jump barrier, I'm safer.
Yep. But also, if you are in hit stun or block stun still, when you try to jump, it will like even if you're like holding up, you'll get you can go back to down really quick, and then you can get barrier again.
Oh, like so you're in block stun, you're holding up.
You tap up. So I like just do like 2As. I can tap up really quick, and I'll only get
Right.
jump out if I'm not in block stun.
Right. So you were still in block stun. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, I think we're getting a bit into the weeds.
Yeah,
here. So
that's a little bit. That's a little
We'll-
bit too advanced.
Yeah,
Don't worry about that.
We'll come back to that because
Yeah.
that's actually really important. So I feel like we covered barrier pretty well. We covered the different types of blocking. So there's the IB, there's the normal block, there's the IB plus barrier, and then
Yep.
there's just barrier.
There's one other system mechanic I want to talk about for defense, which is counter assault, which is just dead angle.
Dead angle attack. Okay.
It is forward AB while you are in block stun.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so
It's-
that's just straight up dead
Yep,
angle.
but you can get that baited, so. And then it's a counter
full
hit punish.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. And while we're on the topic of meter, like, do you want to just go over all the different ways we can spend our meter down
Okay,
at the
yeah.
bottom?
So there are generally, you build meter in all the usual ways. There's no meter for whiffing normals in this game or anything like that. You just get it for hitting your opponent, getting hit by your opponent, or making them block. When you are on low health, you do get a passive meter gain, though. That is the one exception. So, like,
Do you know how low?
It is below 35%, or like the 35% of your character's health. So,
Okay.
like, now that you're there, you can see that your bar is going up slowly.
Okay.
But if I
so-
put it up one
okay.
more, it's not.
It stops. Okay, so if you're below 35% health, you start just gaining meter.
It's the instant kill zone, because the instant kills in this zone can only be done when you're below
right.
35%.
I see.
Yep.
Okay. And so other things. So we talked about. So you can use your meter for we call
Counter
it-
assault.
What's the name of the meter in this game, by the way?
And they call it heat.
Heat. Okay.
Everyone, you can just call it meter.
All right, meter.
No one's gonna give you shit for calling it meter.
Okay. So we can use the meter. We saw we could use it for like the dead angle attack. What else? Like, I'm assuming there's super moves. Is there any other?
Yeah.
other
So there's
things?
supers. Every character has 2 to 3 supers. I've got this thing, which is the set play super.
Okay. And like I had this.
Yep. That is a good anti-projectile super. You can use that if you see
Oh, is
something
this like
with a
full
fireball.
screen? Oh, it just,
Yeah,
goes
yeah.
across. Okay, cool.
It's not instant, but it is very fast. And then both of those are like good for some combos. That one's an anti-air. You can do that in the air as well. So if you jump and do that same super, you shoot it down.
Oh, it goes down. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Obviously, those aren't really ones that you use. That one you might use in neutral a little bit as a call out.
Okay.
But the other one is mostly for combos.
Okay.
Which everyone's usually got one super that is for putting at the end of a combo for good minimum damage.
Okay. Okay. And what would you say Jin's is?
Jin's is that one that you just saw there, where he just
The
shoots
shoot-up
all
one?
the arrows. Yeah.
Okay.
Jin's a little bit different. He's got a unique use for meter, which is the EX moves. So
Right, but
the-
his drive?
yeah. So his drive specials.
Oh, okay. Oh, that uses meter.
Yes, 25 meter per
Okay.
one of those.
Okay, so he's unique in that he has a mechanic that gives him EX.
Yes.
Okay. Nobody else has that really?
Nobody else has a 25 meter EX move.
Okay. So Jin, and again, this is where we're getting into like a lot of characters break a lot of rules.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
so
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like Jin has EX moves, but nobody else does.
Nobody else has EX
Okay.
moves. There are some character. The one other character who interacts with meter totally differently is Hakumen. I'm not gonna like go into exactly how that works, but I am gonna show you what his meter looks like because it's very goofy.
Yeah, I've seen it. It looks like there's like beads, like looking
Yeah,
things.
he's got
It's like
little
a-
stars. Where is
Okay.
he? Hakumen. Basically, all of Hakumen is kind of the way that he does his specials is kind of like Nago, in that he can cancel them all into each other, but they all cost like a
They
resource.
cost those beads,
Yes,
basically.
and he just builds meter by existing.
So they just keeps going. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
He also gets it for getting hit in all the normal ways, but also him existing gives him that. But basically, all of his specials cost like stars. Let me see if I can remember a Hakumen special. I think, yeah, like that costs 2 stars right there.
So every single one. And,
Yep.
and what is that? I mean,
They're
this is-
12.5 meter each, basically.
Okay, okay. And how many people have unique meters? Is it most people have the same meter I have as Jin?
Everyone has heat except exactly Hakumen. Some people just have additional meters.
Okay.
Hakumen's the only one with like a weird, not regular bar.
Okay, so I mean, it's up to the player, but would you just say it's probably a better idea to learn someone with heat first, probably?
Hakumen's fine for beginners.
He's fine for beginners?
It looks a little weird, but if you
Yeah.
just think of them as 12.5% of a meter, it functions exactly the same, except you just get them.
Okay, okay.
Like it doesn't actually work a lot differently if you just like, because a lot of them cost like 1 or 2 stars. It's just like, imagine if these were just 8 subdivisions instead of 4, and
Okay.
it would be the same. They just gave him a cool meter.
It just looks cool.
Yeah. Mori,
Okay.
Hakumen is like Mori's OC from high school. Like, I'm
Okay.
not kidding. That's real.
All right.
So
Okay, cool. So we're talking about meters. So we talked about the supers.
Yep.
I mean, offensive. So we talked about, like defensive. We had the.
there's another use for meter actually, which is guard crushes.
This is using your heat meter.
Yep, 25 meter AB.
Oh.
Uh,
Wait, I
they-
press AB. Okay.
Yeah. However, they don't work on barriers.
Ew. And when you say it's a guard crush, like let's say you don't do that. Now what?
So mid screen, not much for most characters. In the corner here, if you guard crush me, you should be able to pick up with a 2A or throw me.
Okay, let me try it. Well, how do you throw?
Here, sorry, B and C.
Okay, let me try it.
Oh, I got hit by that one. Oh yeah, let me put me back in the corner. I can't tech that. So that is an untechable throw, and then you get to do a throw starter.
So I could just, if you're not burying, this is guaranteed.
Yep. And you can actually charge it, and then if you get you don't need to do a fully charged one, but if you get a partially charged one, it lasts for a lot longer, and anyone can do a pickup. But very reactable. Like you're not
I
gonna.
just did my drive and it still comboed.
Yeah.
Okay. But you're saying reactable in the sense that.
Like no one is gonna not get barriered by this.
Right, because you see it and you just press barrier.
Yeah, you just
Okay.
hold barrier. That being said, if you fully charge it, try barrier blocking this. That's half your barrier gone.
Oh wait, what? Do that again? Oh dang.
But that is a fully charged one, which lasts a really long time, and there's no invuln on this. You can just get mashed.
So like if I see that, I'm just supering.
Yeah, you can just hit a button. You just 2A me.
Oh, just yeah. Because it's hard to. It's not really like you can't really get a setup to set that up really.
Well, it depends. So, like,
It depends on the
there
character.
are some. So I could do like, if you just block all of this,
Oh sorry. Oh, you have your super out.
and then I could run up and do a guard crush on you.
Oh right. And I can see it, but there's nothing I can really do.
Yeah,
I
exactly,
have to
'cause
just
you're
barrier.
locked down by the super,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. That's really cool.
Yeah. So there is like some play around the barrier, but it's pretty high level. You don't see even a lot of it at high level play
Okay.
outside of like specific matchups.
Okay, that's good to know. So we covered. I guess we have to go back a little bit. So this is guard crush. Is the A and B.
Yep.
B C is throw. Are there any other like button combination moves we missed?
Well, there's the next meter usage, rapid, which is ABC.
A B C. Okay.
So
This is like Roman cancel.
it's like red Roman cancel exactly.
Okay.
There is no cancel on whiff. There is no cancel like pre-frames.
Okay.
It's only on hit or block.
Oh, okay. So that's only red. Only
Yes.
red. So I could do something like what was I doing?
You could do like 3C RC 2C would be an example.
3C RC.
That works too. It's 2C, but that's
Okay.
also that one would work normally. Here, I'll do one of mine. So normally, what's one? Okay, so normally if I do this sequence, I can't pick up. That's the end of the sequence. But I can do, instead of doing that, I can do. Ooh, not that. And then I do the RC and I get a full extension here.
Okay. So it's basically combo extension.
And you can use it to make offense safe as well. So like this tackle that I have is -7. So you just get a punish at most spacings.
Okay.
But I can do that, and that is actually a gapless low, which will catch you for trying to DP me.
I see. So now you can go from punishable to now I'm.
Yeah, and I can do like a slight delay on it too. If you're trying, let's say you're reacting to this, I can be like, and then I can catch you. So I can make that a frame trap as well.
And that's the one thing I'm noticing about rapid compared to Roman cancel is that rapid is like instant. Like you
Yeah.
almost can't even react to it.
Yeah.
So it almost becomes a thing where like it's like the opponent almost can assume you're gonna rapid, and then if you don't, you could get away with it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I played in a tournament on Friday where I hit somebody with this -7 move and then I command grabbed them because I was doing it with rapid.
Yeah,
so
they
much.
assumed you were gonna rapid it.
Yeah.
So that just seems that seems ridiculously strong. But it costs half your meter.
It does cost 50 meter,
So,
which is
yeah.
very expensive. You can do some really fucked up mix-ups with 50 meter, which is kind of like why resource management is so important in this game. Because if your opponent has a big resource advantage on you, they can start doing some really mean shit.
Okay. Okay, so I think
Also,
we covered. Go.
Strive. The one difference from Strive, you can RC DPs.
Oh, like wake up DP, wake up DP into.
Yeah, so you can do.
Yeah.
You can do. I can't do it on my character. 623C RC 2A.
Sick, like that. Is that a DP?
Yeah, that's the DP, and then you RC it into 2A, and then that's just your turn. Wake up, it's my turn now.
So, and I can't RC it on whiff though, right?
Yep, so you're boned.
Okay, so the way you'd beat that is make it whiff.
Yeah, you make it whiff.
Because if I don't make it whiff, I get away with it for free because I do that.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. You don't get away with it for free. You are spending 50 meters. So one thing that I've run into a lot playing in tournaments is sometimes you just got to be like, he's going to DPRC. I'll let him spend the 50 meter. I'm not afraid he can.
It's
start
not a
his
big
turn.
deal,
Yeah.
right?
You can. I can barrier you out on that if you do it.
Okay.
And like.
And now I can't even.
Yeah.
I maybe could do a different move.
And then
yeah.
I can like get out and reset the neutral.
Right. And just what we're talking about, is there any things like, for example, like in Guilty Gear, you can throw DPs?
You can't throw DPs or anything special like that. They are all counter hit recovery for the most part in this game.
Oh, okay. So if you block it and then punish it,
I get a guaranteed counter hit, so I
Guaranteed
don't have to
counter
think
hit.
about it.
Okay.
Let's talk about the counter hit system a little bit because
Okay.
it's pretty straightforward. But there's one there is one thing which is fatals that works a little bit differently than some people are used to.
Fatal counter. Okay.
Counter hits at I believe 2 or 3 frames of additional hit stun
Okay.
to the first hit only, and a little bit of a damage increase to the first hit only.
Okay.
So if I'm just going to turn you back to the dummy so I can set up this more easily.
Okay.
Normally, if you are not in counter hit state, I cannot link these 2 moves you're set to block. I cannot link those 2 moves.
Right, not a combo.
But on counter hit, I absolutely can. And then that's a full combo there.
So adds hit stun.
Yep, but only to the first hit. So if I do, that still won't work.
Right.
The difference is on a fatal combo, fatal counter adds that to every single hit. So that
In
actually
the whole chain?
Yep. So you can do totally new things that you can't normally do. So.
And just backing up, like, do certain moves have fatal counter property?
Yep. Fatal counter. Every character's got 2 to 3 fatal counters. It's unique to the character.
Okay. This is
Um.
where you have to go back to Dust Loop.
yeah. This is
Yeah.
one of the Dust Loop things.
But this is good that we're explaining the mechanics. Everybody has fatal counters. Then just players are gonna have to do a little bit of research on their
Yeah.
own, figure out what it is. For them.
Sometimes they don't use them. Subaki's fatal counters are mostly just so that some of her counter hits matter at all. Like she has a fatal counter on her overhead, which just because of the combo that follows up, it just lets you do anything off of it. That's new. As opposed to normally, if you'd counter hit with it, you actually wouldn't get much.
You don't get anything, or
Yeah.
you get net less. Okay.
You would get the same amount that you would normally get. You wouldn't get anything special for counter hits. They give you a fatal so you can get some new links.
Okay.
Some
so,
characters get to do just whack stuff though once they get their fatals.
And so when you talked about the DP, I'm not moving. You talked about the DP being guaranteed counter hit, and then you get the fatal counter with the new combos. Is that you kind of mesh those together?
Yep.
DP block fatal counter combo.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
like you can use that to set that up. I have like a really weird one, which is this second hit of this whiff cancel, but it's
The second hit of the whiff. Wait. The
So,
second hit is fatal counter.
Yeah, so this hit is not a fatal counter. That second one is.
So you purposely make the first one whiff, and then
That's how you set up. That's how you set up all of our best stuff.
This game is crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's so sick though. Like all these I think that's what makes this game really cool. Is like all the unique. Like the rules are just always different for all the characters,
Yeah.
and it's like even you're talking about the fatal counter. It's like okay, everybody uses the fatal counter, but then with this character specifically, you have to make your first hit whiff and then
Yeah.
the second hit.
And one of the
It's
things
like-
that's nice, I don't feel like you need to know any of this to play the game.
Right.
You don't need to be doing Tsubaki 5cc fatal
Right.
counters on DPs.
Right.
But if you want that, so it gives you a place for everyone to go to kind of specialize in.
Right. And right now we're just kind of explaining all the mechanics, because then after this we can kind of put it all together and be like, okay, we explain all these mechanics. You don't necessarily need to know all these right away,
Yes.
but it's still good to know like this is in the game. Like
Yeah.
you at least know it's in the game. You know what I mean? Because I didn't know any of this stuff. Like just looking at, because I mean I've watched match videos without knowing any of this stuff was happening. And
Yeah.
now I feel like I could go back and I could be like, oh, that was a fatal counter. Oh, the Tsubaki purposely made that whiff because their second hit's a fatal
Yeah,
counter.
exactly.
Or like the barriers, like I didn't even know about the instant block and how like, oh, this little shine. Now I know when he's instant blocking. And so I think that's probably huge for like this game seems like a big knowledge check game.
Yeah, it is unfortunately.
Yeah.
There's no way around that.
I think that's why I think some people like in the beginning can find it a bit hard.
Yeah, and at the end I'll talk about some tips that I have for beginners on like
Okay.
ways to kind of deal with some of that stuff. Some characters are more knowledge checky than others, but there's always there's some fundamental stuff that I think ends up being true in a lot of different matchups.
Okay.
But yeah, so system mechanics, we've talked about meter usage, we've talked about the different defensive mechanics. Let's talk about throws, because those are actually really unique in this game
Okay.
compared to others.
Real quick though, or did we miss like what about insta kill?
Oh, instant kill. Okay, so instant kill.
Because that's a use of meter, right?
Yeah, it is. It costs 100 meter. It needs to be the last round that you need to win.
So it's the last. Okay, so if you're you have to have one round.
You have to have a round
Okay.
up, and your opponent needs to be below 35%.
And you as well?
No,
Or-
just your opponent. Oh, I set the wrong person.
Okay.
No, I forgot I was player 2. Yeah, so your opponent needs to be below 35%. The main usage of this is that you get to lockout burst. So if I do like throw Astral, which works for the majority of the cast.
So that's insta kill.
Yeah, you're dead. Like it doesn't let you burst. And I can't necessarily do 3.5k with my throw.
So you're just dead.
Yeah.
And okay, so
But, you know,
that's optimal there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
every
like
time.
okay, so if you are below 35% and you get a throw, you just want to
On a lot of
that.
characters,
Most
because
characters.
it's true for you as well. Yours is actually a charge input. It's a down up D, so you can do back throw into charge D.
Okay. Down, up, D. So I would do. Oh, I gotta wait.
You
for
can
that whole
hold it
thing.
after you do the throw. You can just hold down, and then that's the thing. I think you are off on the timing a little bit, but that is how it
that's
works.
the idea. Okay, and so that's like something that maybe new players don't need to worry about as much.
Yeah,
at
it's
the
not-
beginning. It's something
yeah.
good to know. Like if it's the last round that you need to win, you may have specific combos that instant kills the most optimal.
Yeah, you want to go into instant kill. You pretty much every time you can do an instant kill, you want to.
Yeah, 'cause it's
and-
easy, right?
And some characters have really easy combos into it. Some of them it's really hard. Some of them
Right.
it's like actually not. But like Azrael can combo every single button he has directly into his Astral, so
Okay.
he can hit confirm anything into you dying.
But the idea is also it costs all your meter. Like most of the time, you could probably kill them anyways.
And yeah, it's
Because they're at 35.
It's a little bit different for some low damage characters, and again, especially against high health characters. Like Tager has 1,300 health, so 35% life for him is actually above 4K.
Oh, okay.
So you can't
Yeah.
necessarily kill him like off of a 5A with 100 meter.
Right.
So
So the instant kill's optimal there.
yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
It
I
comes
see, I
up-
didn't even think about it that way.
Yeah, actually, my character is
Okay.
really messed up because I can do mine off my DP.
So you can wake up DP into Astral?
I can do. I said the wrong person again.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, that happens sometimes. And then you die.
I'm just dead.
And-
Did you
and-
even have to do that whole combo?
Yes,
Why?
because I can't link the Astral anywhere until that last hit.
Oh, okay. Could you have done an easier version of it?
No, that was the easiest
No.
one.
Really?
Yeah.
That's the only way you can do that?
Yep.
That's crazy. Okay.
Unless I get like a counter hit DP, and then I can do something incredibly difficult.
Okay, I got you. You mentioned burst. I don't think we went over burst.
We did not, because I.
Did you want to save that?
Because burst is tied to OD, which is like a big nest of like the core of this game. So I wanted
Okay.
to make sure we covered the rest of the system mechanics
Okay.
first.
Okay, you were talking about throws.
Yeah. But that is how instant kills work. They are practical in this game. I feel like there's like a stigma about them being like bad manners, but they're really like you should do them.
Yeah, to me that doesn't seem BM. Like the Guilty Gear ones seem more BM because they're usually not even practical.
Yeah.
Like these ones are actually practical.
I would say the majority of characters have practical Astrals in this
yeah.
game.
I wouldn't think that is BM, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
So I guess just like a thing that like coming from Guilty Gear, you might be like,
Yeah.
oh my god, this guy.
Yeah, this guy
hates
just
me. What a
instant killed
dick.
me.
But no.
But it's like no. It's like
Sometimes
no,
you
he's
have
just
to.
doing what he's supposed to do.
Yeah. All right. So throws in this game. 7 frame startup, which is slow.
Pretty slow.
And they have a whiff that is counter hit recovery. Oh, I didn't actually get the punish there.
Yep.
So you're not gonna do that on reaction usually. We have a joke in the community: throw whiffs are plus. Because if you
yeah.
react to a throw whiff, you're probably fucked. But that comes up with another situation with OD when you talk about. Anyway, huge tech window, 15 frames. It gives you a big exclamation point to look at.
Okay.
So
I'm
you have
reacting.
Yeah. throws in this game are pretty reactable, and they get more reactable when we talk about the OS, which I do think is mandatory. We should go over that one.
Okay, we should get over that.
There's another kind. So that's a regular green throw.
Okay.
And then there's another one, which is a purple throw, which is if you do a throw within 7 frames of putting your opponent into block stun or hit stun,
So tick throw?
you'll get a purple throw. So you have,
Oh, did you just cancel that?
yeah.
So you can cancel buttons into throw.
Yes, but you get 30 frames to tech that.
Oh. That's way longer.
So yeah, so it's almost that is the bad manners thing. And there's another joke in the community. If you can't take a purple throw, you got to do 10 push-ups. For every purple throw you do not tech.
I want to see how long. Do it again. Okay.
Yeah, you have your entire life to go.
Okay.
Oh shit, he purple threw me.
Okay.
So that's why the cancel doesn't matter too much there. One thing that Jin will do is he'll run up and he'll whiff the 5A over people's heads and then grab them. Because of the TRM system, which is the core of this game, or the core of the throw game. So we have pretty reactable throws, but they're like 15 frames, like it's on the edge. Down, back, ABC, text throws. So if you don't want to guess, you don't have to guess. But if you go to tech a throw and no throw animation comes out, you get locked out of teching throws for 30 frames.
So doing this locks me out.
Yep. You get throw, reject, miss right there.
Because I did it before. So
Yep.
like if I do this, boom, throw.
That was
was
yeah,
after.
Yeah, yeah.
That
But
was
if I
after.
do so if I run up and I do that and you do the OS, can't tech.
Yeah. If I mistime it, I guess.
You're going when I run up, right? Because
Yeah.
you're like, oh, I don't want to guess strike throw.
Oh,
I'll
yeah,
do the
yeah.
OS. And so I do one of these and then I grab you and it will block you out for trying to OS me. So that's kind of like the throw game is kind of debate people into using that OS. Because then you don't have to think about it as much. A lot of people will like wake up throw OS because that way they can't get meaty thrown. Because you can get
Oh, I
meaty
just
thrown
got the
in this
throw,
game.
reject, miss.
Yeah.
So the game knows about the OS essentially.
Yeah. In the first version of the game, they didn't have it, and you just couldn't throw people. It
Oh,
was
so it
literally
was just-
impossible.
Right,
Yeah.
because you could just spam this?
Yeah, you can just do that all day.
Like you just couldn't get. Okay, I get.
And so they made the TRM system to kind of punish you for doing it, and now you get
Okay.
like a really interesting the strike throw game in this is like baiting people into like not feeling comfortable enough to react to your throws using the OS and then grabbing them for it.
So it almost seems. So that seems really strong as like. But so wouldn't it almost be better to just try to react?
It is, but we're 15 frames, and there's a lot to think about.
Right.
It's-
You're worried about a lot of things.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Like if you're looking for the throw, you're probably not looking for the overhead.
Okay, yeah.
And also, every throw in this game is a combo throw. Everyone gets about 3K off of every throw. I'm not
Okay,
even
so
doing.
getting
yeah.
thrown's a big deal.
Getting thrown is actually pretty punishing in this game.
Right, because then you're getting Oki
Yeah.
too. So
And then also jump for a sec. There's air throws as well.
and is it similar thing with?
It's the exact same in every
Okay.
other way.
So just air teching. Can I do
And
the
then you-
option select?
Yep.
In
and
midair.
you got TRM there.
It's because I'm mistiming.
You only get 3 frames to tech. So there's the 15 frame tech window. If you hit throw manually and a throw animation comes out, you get 15 frames. Like it's the 7 frame startup and then 8 frames into the whiff, you are teching a throw. If you do the OS, it's 3 frames.
So the window's smaller.
Yes.
So you kind of already have to be throwing me. So like go up and throw me.
Yeah.
I did the OS there, and if you didn't throw, I would have been blocking.
Yep.
So I almost have to do it late, a little bit late.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of times how you use the OS is when people run up or on wake up. Like when you would guess strike throw, you don't have to if you do the OS. But it does mean that if you're wrong about the throw and then they go for throw, you're in trouble.
Right, and so this is getting a bit in the weeds. So wouldn't the idea be I start normal blocking and then I wait a bit and do that? Would that work?
It would if I do that, sure. Like, you still got TRM there because you
Okay.
did it too early. Oop, that was me.
Did I mess up? Okay.
Yeah,
Do it again.
yeah, the window's still pretty small. Ooh.
Okay.
And then I can do.
Yeah.
And there's the throw
Yeah,
game.
you just beat it. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's
Okay.
kind of how you play around it. The OS is very strong, and it'll help you a lot in newer games. But I see a lot of people come into this game, like especially like Guilty Gear players, will come in and try to throw. Like they'll just run up and try to throw me, and I'm like, no, I'm not gonna guess.
Right, because you're doing OS.
Yeah, and like a lot of people will just run up and try to Guilty Gear throw me, and I won't do it. And then we'll shimmy. You beat shimmies.
Right, because you're not throw whiffing.
Yep. But
Right.
then there's the layers in that get pretty deep. It's a pretty interesting system.
Yeah.
But
I'm already getting confused, but I get
yeah,
it though. I
the
understand.
big thing though, throws being reactable makes blocking a lot better. You're not like a lot of times it's like you're blocking until you get thrown, so you can't block forever. In this game, you like kind of can. Like you get so much more time to block with a reactable throw. You don't just get opened up guaranteed by an option. You know.
Right.
There's
right.
not there's no hard call out to block in this game other than command grabs, which you can't tech.
Or like overhead low.
Well,
Right.
overhead low is like if they're reacting to it though. Like that's you know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
There's no like I know you're going to block, but I don't know how you're going to get hit now.
Right. But it's also like if I'm going for this option select, I'm probably doing it from down back, right?
Yep.
And then I could get opened up with the overhead.
Yes.
So it kind of becomes like
You don't have to though. I will note that.
you could do it like from standing.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So this is where it comes down to like. So the defense seems extremely complex.
Yeah.
It seems ridiculously complex.
And that's why the OS helps. Like I'm going to be honest, you're probably not going to get TRM to going into ranked right now. A lot of times, like you coming in as a new player, I would recommend throw OS on every one of your wake ups, and you should throw OS when people run at you. And then once they start beating that, that's when you stop doing it.
Okay. And like we said, the timing of the throw OS is a bit late, right?
Yeah.
So we kind of want to throw like you can. So basically, is the idea I get knocked down, I'm blocking on wake up, I wait a little bit, throw OS.
Yeah, you can do it on like you get 15 frames to tech, so you can do it like a little bit after your wake up.
Okay. Because then it's like I'm blocking or I'm throw teching.
Yep.
And if they shimmy, I'm blocking.
Yep.
So
exactly.
it's like they have to sort of call it out.
Yeah.
Almost. Okay.
And that's actually where you get so I was talking about the Jin. This is very common. You can run up with 5A over my head and then throw.
Like
and then
that?
if I try to throw OS there, like so I try to throw OS on the run up and then you grab me. TRM. That's like the classic like TRM setup.
Really? So like. So that's the idea, but like obviously, if I do that, you could just go 2A, right?
I can, but not on reaction.
Right. So you have to like know I'm going for it, and
Yeah.
then you 2A or something. Okay. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah,
So
yeah.
the throw game is extremely layered.
It is
Extremely
very
layered.
layered. The OS again, I think all new players should just be doing. You should always
Doing
be
the
using the
OS.
throw OS
Okay.
instead of trying to tech stuff,
Okay.
just to get used to it. But because you want to be doing that, and then you can think about the rest when you start dying for it, which again, very high levels of play.
Right. Exactly. No, that makes a ton of sense. And like we said, to do the OS, it's block ABC.
Yep, down back. You do have to let go of barrier to get it.
So I press barrier. Do I tap it basically?
Yeah. Well, like you can't be holding barrier and hit C. I mean.
Right. I get what you're saying.
So you do have to. You can hold it afterwards. That's fine.
Right. Afterwards, but not. So like
Yeah.
I can't be doing barrier and then get the OS. I have to
Yeah.
press it and then I can hold it after.
Yeah, you have. If you're holding barrier, you have to let go and hit again, which
Okay.
gives you a visual indicator to your opponent that you are doing it sometimes.
Yeah, because if you're barrying and then you try it, they're like, oh, he's doing that.
Yeah.
And then I'll just wait for him to do it. Throw.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. That seems for sure. That seems super good to know, especially as like a defensive mechanic.
It definitely makes it so that you don't have to think about throws early on, and you can focus on the rest of the really whack stuff in this game.
Yeah, for sure.
And there's, I think the last system mechanic now is OD. I think I have covered all of the other ones,
Yeah.
other than active flow, which is a subsection of OD. So we have burst in this game, so just L4 buttons.
Bite.
It's really strong. It's a Guilty Gear. You see a lot of burst baits. They're a lot harder to do in Blazblue. Invuln moves do not beat DPs. Guard point does not beat DP or bursts rather.
Oh, bursts,
Invuln
okay.
does not beat bursts. Guard.
Okay.
You have to actually physically block yourself.
You just block.
Yeah. So if I do burst this hit, oh, I didn't even see. That's how strong it is. I have to jump cancel that normal and then block. And the other way to do it is to do RC, which is a hard call out. So there are some combos that just aren't burst safe at all. There are like your opponent has to make a pretty hard read to steal your burst
Right. You'd
most of
have
the
to
time.
drop the combo and rapid cancel.
Yeah.
Which seems almost unrealistic.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
you see it. Sometimes you do
do
get
see
people
it?
who make the hard reads, like especially when people like their last touch from death.
Right. They're like, well, we got to try it.
Yeah.
Like, what else do I have? Right.
And sometimes you can, like I can hear this is a really common burst spot for people because I can't jump cancel that, but I can do.
Oh, okay.
And then
Did
if
you rapid cancel that?
yeah,
Yeah.
and if you don't burst,
Oh, if I don't burst.
yeah, if you
okay.
don't burst, I
You
can
get a
still pick
combo.
up. Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't change the combo when I do that.
And,
so.
and I'm noticing like there's the only thing I'm assuming that locks. Is there anything that locks out the burst?
A couple of things. Supers, lockout
Okay,
burst.
so I
so
can't.
you
I can't.
cannot burst during a super. You'll see at the top
Oh,
of the
yeah,
screen
it's
there.
X'd out.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
a little bit behind everything. That locks it out. Throws, cannot burst throws, which is why that throw Astral comes up because they can't do
Right, it's-
this. But if you do another hit, they can immediately burst.
Okay.
And then some characters have like Bullet specifically has a lot of really burst safe routes where like all of like she just does like a bunch of like hit grabs in a row
Yep.
and all of them are burst safe.
Okay, so that's a bullet specific thing.
Yeah, and then also some characters have just like really far-reaching normals. So like burst here. Oh, I guess that still hits me from that spacing. Okay. Ooh, there's OD.
Did I just overdrive?
Yeah, I'm not spacing that here. I'll do a character with bigger hitboxes. We'll do 9, and then everyone can see. Actually, let's do Lambda.
Okay, and how many bursts do you get a game?
Uh,
Assuming you don't overdrive.
I have to. That's gonna be. I have to talk about that after when
Okay,
we get
after.
to
We'll
overdrive
get
because
overdrive.
that's not an easy answer.
Okay.
So burst this. I'm nowhere near you. So
Right.
there, like Lambda gets to do a lot of burst safe stuff by just like.
Just using her projectiles.
Yeah. So she can make like totally burst safe combos
Okay.
pretty easily, but she'll give up some damage for them. But that is a thing where if you just aren't near your opponent, you do not get hit by burst.
Right, exactly. And that's one of those things. It's like, okay, I know this combo's gonna kill. I'll just do the burst save combo type thing.
Yeah. And the reason that burst is so strong in this game is it is the worst use of the resource. So if you burst, let me actually, I got to change these settings.
Right.
'cause
'cause- so
we
burst
want,
and overdrive use the same meter.
Yeah, so we want default burst icon. Yeah, okay. So burst.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Oh yeah,
I'm
okay.
out, sorry.
They have a really weird way of handling this in the training mode. I found out literally today, where if you set the burst to default and then you reset the settings, it doesn't give you your burst back.
Oh,
So I have
that's
to go
weird.
into the I have to go into the menu and do
Yeah,
that.
I would do it again.
So burst, you have no like 0 on the gauge, right?
Okay.
And you build that back like the normal ways, getting hit, hitting people, all of that stuff. We'll slowly build it back. It goes back over time a little bit. You can already
it's
see,
going back real slow.
Yeah, and that number is just a flat that's 10%.
Okay.
Yeah, and so it's a long period of time. If you OD, I had to do, yeah, there we go. Okay, so just hit it out while not getting hit.
Okay.
You get OD. And then you get the period of time.
That's not long.
It goes up with how low your health is. So if I do this, or look at it.
Oh.
And that is like a clock underneath, so you get like 8 seconds at the max
Okay.
level. And I think the last, it's every 10% of health, it goes up by like half a second, I think is
Okay.
how it works. That might not be exactly right, but it's generally like.
So it's stronger the less health you have.
Yeah.
Okay.
That being said, once you use it, you actually only go down to 30 instead of 0. So you still have.
Oh, you still have some.
Yeah. And then also, while you are in overdrive, every character gets active. Wow, this is going to be a weird setting. Every character gets access to a unique move, which is full invuln. So actually, OD. OD is, I believe, it's like 10 frames, full invuln.
On activation?
Yes. So there's no recovery.
So it's
You're-
guaranteed.
Yes.
So this reminds me of Melty Blood Moondrive almost.
Except that you can get meatied afterwards.
After this.
Yeah. So if
Okay.
you, I'll just put it to infinite for now. So if you hit it
So I'm blocking.
and I do this, then you have to block. If you hit a button there, you will get I do get to act before you do.
Yeah.
But that's where the EA comes in, because the EA. So there's 2 versions of EA, but it's just fast and slow. So if you hold it down, you get it in 10 frames.
And EA is that super move?
Yep.
Okay.
It's Exceed Assault or something.
Okay.
Don't worry. Everyone just calls it EA.
Okay.
And then there's a slow one, which is when you don't hit it right away, and then it's 20 frames.
How do I do it?
All 4. It's just the same input
same
again
input.
while in OD.
So if I do this into immediate EA. Oh, did I?
Yeah,
not
no,
do
that was it.
Okay, I think I might have said. But if I do OD immediate EA, it beats your meaty.
Yes. So
Okay.
yeah, let's do the same situation again.
I think maybe I'm mashing.
You
it.
had to hold. You
Oh,
gotta
hold it,
You
okay.
had to hold for the fast one.
Okay, I'll just hold it.
Oop.
Oh, I bursted.
And then I get hit. Yep.
So that's a mix-up.
It,
Kind
it, it makes your opponent guess, but that is -10 on block and is counter hit recovery.
Okay.
And you don't have a burst because you just use your OD.
Okay. So high level, most people aren't doing that.
I would say that some people will force the mix up still, because another thing is that if you are in active flow, it does 4K.
Wait, what is active flow?
I'll get into the rest of it. The first thing it does is it makes your EA do twice as much damage.
Okay. Okay.
That's your robbery button, but it is something that people have to play around.
It's a sort of comeback mechanic.
The way that, yeah, it is the active flow EA is I think one of the more robbery things that you see.
Okay.
Active flow does some other stuff, which I'll talk about once we finish talking about Overdrive.
Okay.
But okay, so we hit OD. We're in OD now. You might notice my bar is going up. I'm getting free money.
Your
Yeah.
your drive bar is going up.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So every
Does your
character.
meter go up too?
No.
Okay.
Every character has a unique interaction with the mechanic.
Okay.
Yours is that all of your C normal, so hit me with 5C. Now go into OD and hit me with 5C.
Oh,
all
you're
of
frozen,
them freeze.
yeah.
So you get to do some really crazy combos.
Yeah, new combos.
Yeah.
But only for the time of OD.
Yep.
Okay.
And then the thing about EAs is that they scale like crap. So like even though this does a raw 2k damage here.
This is the fast one, right?
Yep. It doesn't. The fast and slow do the same damage.
Okay.
It's the active flow versus not active flow. Fast EA active flow still does 4k.
Okay.
But the minimum damage on the regular one is 300, and it's 600 on the other one. So it's like not like a super. Where
Yeah,
you're normally
it's not
getting,
doing a ton of damage.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Sometimes it's the last little bit that you need, but like that's usually. Jin's actually got a specific interaction with it where his best combo is like 5 hits because he just does all of his best moves in a row because he freezes you between all of them.
Yeah.
And then he goes into EA and he's barely prorated this combo, so his EA does a ton of damage still.
Okay. Okay. Like you said, so you said it scales bad, but for that combo, it's not a lot of
But if you're
scaling,
not scaling, it doesn't matter how bad you scale.
Right.
And that like Jin and Hakumen and Tsubaki actually all interact with that pretty directly, but most characters I would
Okay.
say probably
So that's
don't.
for some, yeah, but for a character that has a longer combo, it's not as good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It has more to do with the properties of the moves that you're using, but I don't need to get
Yeah,
into
like
the
how much
nitty-gritty.
each
Yeah.
move scales, like the combo.
They,
yeah, which is
everything
like,
has yeah. Don't worry about that too much. Just look up a
Yeah,
B&B.
that's like super getting in. Like
Yeah.
one thing I'm learning is like you got to study some dust loop.
Yeah,
like you have to like almost like look at every move and look at all the different properties, like how much is this scaling, like stuff like that.
The one nice thing about Blazblue, it's been out for 5 years. We have a really good community. There is a comprehensive combo guide for every character that somebody has made themselves.
Right. And like you said, like if people have already done the research for you, especially when you're first starting out,
Yeah.
you don't have to know these values really because look, you can understand it and it's good to understand why it works, but like as long as they're telling you which combos to do for the beginning, just
You don't know.
let's use the
You don't need to
combos.
know the P1 of your
Yeah.
3C. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, like you don't
But-
need to know why it works, just know it works.
Yeah, exactly. So I wouldn't get super into that until you're building your own stuff. And honestly, I mean, you can like usually ask people too. You're like, why am I doing this? in
Yeah,
this
why does it
combo?
work? Yeah.
Most of the people who made the combo guides are like still around in the community. Like, if
Yeah.
I wanted to ask, I have personally DM'd Mioro being like, hey, what's up with this Relius combo? And he tells me.
Yeah. He
So-
explains why he made that route the way
Yeah,
it is.
he's like, yeah, it's because you don't want to do this other route because you get less damage because X, Y, Z.
Right. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's super sick. This seems like such a good scientist game.
Yeah, and there is. One of the things that's nice about it though is that being a scientist isn't mandatory.
Right.
It's a really good scientist game, but you don't actually need to do any of it, which is, I think, like the mark of a good game.
Right.
You have a lot of ways to express yourself, and a lot of ways that you can make like your Jin different from Fenrich's Jin, but you don't you can do totally different things, and still maybe even be better than him. Like you don't have to do this.
Right,
like
right,
there's not
right.
like a one optimal way to play a character. There's a lot of like small things and a lot of like little decision making
Okay.
on like combo routes and stuff. If you want to go for damage or Oki, or maybe you want to build meter a specific way or get it
Right, like your
yeah.
character. Like you
Yeah.
can build that bar. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
can do like a regular corner combo and get damage or whatever, or drop it. Jin's actually got a really weird hitbox for my character.
Those character-specific combos.
So most B&Bs aren't, but some of the nittier grittier stuff either gets like harder or whatever. So I can do that, or I can do like a flashier, slightly harder route that I drop immediately. And then anyway, I build stock during that. I'm not gonna try and do that. I'm just
Okay.
gonna drop it on.
No, I get what you're going for.
yeah. So there's a lot of stuff like that you can go for, the ways that you spend your resources. A lot of the places that you choose to optimize individually is gonna really change how your
Right.
thing
And
works
it's like I said,
yeah.
it's up to you what you want to do. Like sometimes, like okay, I want to always go for max damage, or I want to get better Oki, or like I said, I want to use my unique meter and charge that up, or something like that.
I bothered to learn the really crazy optimal combo off of this confirm, or I'm really good at counter hit confirming Tsubaki 5B or whatever.
Right.
So I get to express myself by like I just get a better confirm here that most people don't get because I'm assuming that I'm gonna you can't react to the 5B to the counter hit for this. So
Yeah, right.
but I play the counter hit game and I get this, and a lot of other Tsubakis don't go for that to play footsies like that.
Right. And in that case, like not necessarily reacting, but you're going for it because you're
Yeah.
fishing for the counter hit.
Yep.
Okay.
And so there's like a lot of small ways like that to kind of like bring out yourself and your style of play. But anyway, OD. So every character gets something useful with it. The big thing globally, it's a pause button. You get to look at what's going on. So overheads in this game are almost universally like safe on block or reset pressure. Block this.
Oh, sorry.
So like
you
it's
just-
not your
yeah, you just
it's not your
canceled
turn. I
it.
keep going. But if you OD through it,
What do I do?
A
Sorry?
B C D.
Just yeah, like that.
A little bit earlier. before the move comes out. So
earlier.
yeah, I gotta talk about Overdrive Raid. You can get a guard cancel Overdrive,
Okay.
which makes it like twice as slow. It is not something that you want basically ever.
Okay, so it's bad.
kind of the punishment for mashing it during block stun in most situations.
Okay, so I want to overdrive before you do the move.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Oh, whoops! I didn't mean. I held a direction. So try it
Oh,
again.
maybe you
I
have to
burst it.
burst.
There's so many mechanics. Okay, like that.
Yeah. Well, wait for me to actually do the move.
Okay, like react to the.
Yeah, react to the overhead. Now you get a punish.
It whiffed.
Yeah, it whiffs entirely, so I can't cancel it.
It whiffed because I was doing my invul.
Yep.
Okay, because it wasn't a meaty.
That is like a big part of the overhead game in here. Like hit your 6A. Oh. Yeah, I'm not gonna react to it. It's the. And then I'm gonna do. I get like a full combo off of this.
Right. So you just reacted to my. You reacted to the overhead fast enough that you OD'd and punished it.
And you get until the last frame because it's full invuln. Like you just need to overdrive through like.
So you can last second OD.
Yes.
Boom. Okay, that seems tough.
It
Depends on the overhead.
You have. I mean, mine's a little weird, and yours is 18 frames.
So mine is
or
that
19
considered
frames.
fast?
That is the second fastest standing overhead in this game.
This one?
Yep.
Okay. It looks reactable.
You might be surprised, especially because the animation's kind of subtle.
Okay. So like if I'm doing like something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So like let's say I do that again and then you do what you were talking about.
And then I get a
Boom.
punish.
Full punish.
Yeah.
So-
Jin's is a little weird because his is actually he doesn't get to do much off of his overhead without meter.
Okay.
He
Can
needs
I
to
can't cancel it?
He cannot cancel it. He needs to RC it, and then you get a full
Like
combo.
that. Okay.
But it also makes you safe on block.
Right.
Obviously, you get to keep going with your turn. So a lot of the times, the only reason Jins go for overheads when they don't have 50 meters to make people nervous.
Right. I just want to try this.
You want to get 6B is actually the thing that you want to use there.
That?
Yeah.
That?
Yeah.
Okay. And then I.
And then
stop
there's like a further combo.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I'm sure I can figure
Yeah,
that out.
yeah. That's,
okay.
Let's not.
Yeah.
We don't need to get into the Jin overhead routing.
Okay, and so we're establishing like the uses of like OD without even getting into what it does, like just the activation. Where it seems like it could be good on wake up.
It is. It does. Most people on Wake Up are going to meet you with the 2A, so you just get to force the guessing game, which you do get to force a mix-up, but I would argue it's in the non-ODers' favor. Because if you get
you still get meaty.
Yeah, if you can still get meated, you're basically doing a DP or not DP scenario is the mix up here.
Right, but there's not a situation where I can't like wake up OD and see you're doing something and hold it down.
You can but it has to be something that has enough recovery that your OD still has a duration. The reason I get to meaty you is because I think I forget the exact number. I think it's like 10 or 20 frames.
Right. So during that duration, what is the super move called?
EA.
EA. I can't EA until the duration is over. So even if I see you jabbing, you're still gonna jab because my
it
EA
has its own startup.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's still.
So I actually beat EA. So like if you're meeting me with a jab and I OD.
Yeah. So like
I can't even EA because you're already jabbing me.
I'm gonna do a knockdown and then wake up OD EA.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we have to talk about the tech system in this game.
Oh, okay.
But yeah.
Yeah, you were saying you meaty jab me. Okay, I get you.
So yeah, that covers that's the main use of OD on defense in this game. Every individual character has like some particular usages. Jin is really combo intensive. Like he gets like really good combos with his OD. He can do like 7K
during OD,
yeah.
and that's because like the properties of the ice with my Cs.
It lets him do combos that he doesn't get access to normally. My character, I get resources for free, which is really powerful.
Okay.
But some characters, it's kind of just the invuln, and you get some new you get a little bit more damage in some combos. It does universally increase the minimum damage of supers though.
Okay, even like this super.
Yeah. So do that in OD now.
So it doing way more.
Yeah.
It looks different too.
Yep. You get a unique animation. So here's my generic super.
And then you do an OD.
Oh.
Oh, you get a full combo.
I get a full combo off my super and OD. Yeah.
That's sick. Okay, so this seems like, especially for Jin, it seems like really important to his character.
It's really important for Jin's burst damage. If you don't want to focus on that, it's not important. I would argue it's actually more important to my character because my OD is like busted good.
Is it good? Okay.
Yeah, I like Hawkeman's just gives him a ton of meter. Like if you're bursting as a Hawkeman, you are playing that character wrong. I will say that straight up. Do not burst on Hawkeman, please. I'm begging you. Use your OD because he also has counters, so he gets to force some real.
So it seems like you almost. So this is kind of cool because like that burst / OD meter can be used offensively or defensively, and it depending on how you're doing, right? So like if you're doing really good, you probably want to OD.
Yep.
Versus if you're about to die, you kind of have to burst.
It's also the only resource that carries over between rounds, and it just stays at the value that it is at the end of the previous round into the next one.
Okay.
Also, something to keep in mind is that bursting resets you to neutral, which is better and worse depending on the matchup.
Okay.
So, like, if you are a S player who's got a lot of really strong zoning tools, resetting to neutral is pretty cool for you, and her OD doesn't give her like a lot, so just burst it out. Pretty
and then
good.
back to the neutral. Okay.
Yes.
And so, in terms of activating OD, what do you say is the best time to activate it?
I mean, the best time to activate it is on reaction to your opponent doing something you can OD punish.
Okay, so like I can't activate it offensively. Like I can't do a combo, boom.
Oh
OD
no, you
cancel?
can.
Okay.
I'm just saying the best time is when you get a punish. But
Right,
yeah, so one of the good ones for Jin is you can do 3 COD.
Okay. Like that?
Yeah, well, you have to do. I think. Wait, does that not work? Am I bugging? I might be bugging. That one might actually not work. Oh, you do get it. Okay, good. And so that gives you actually get a really big combo there if you land that in a match.
Right.
And then also because the OD cancel works kind of like OD rage. You get a shorter duration. So.
Oh, okay.
So like if I cancel it, you get like the short one instead of the long one.
I see.
But
so
it does let you do links that you couldn't normally do. So I can't. I'm trying to think of a good example of that. Like it sets you back to like neutral basically. So I couldn't do. Oh, that doesn't work. My character doesn't have a good example of this.
because you don't use it like this. You
I don't. My character has some for combos. Here's a good example. Okay. So normally I would just do this here, but I can instead do. And then this puts me in OD, which also locks you out of bursting. That's the other important part of OD.
I can't burst while you're in OD.
Yes. So I can
Okay.
use that to close out a round. If I know that if I think that you're going to burst, and I don't want to play the guessing game. I can just.
So I would have to burst before you OD'd.
Yep. If you
Okay.
are even able to, like, if I see that you're going to build it, like, let's say you got like 90%, I'm like, oh, he's going to build it back at the end of this combo. I'm going to pop OD early.
Right. But like you said, only certain routes will work though. Right.
Yep. You can't always go into it. I can't just do.
You can't just do like that or it
OD
won't work.
5A.
It won't work.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything.
So I could burst your 5A there.
Yep.
Right?
And
Well-
then I actually still get hit.
You still got hit there.
Yeah. So it depends. The amount of time it takes to burst is dependent on the strength of the move that you're getting hit with. So burst this.
So it delayed it.
Yeah.
So I mashed it at the same time, but the burst didn't come out.
It makes your burst slower.
like actual slower on startup.
Yes.
So
like-
it's not coming out later. It's just slower.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do. You can actually visually see it. So burst this, and then burst this.
Yeah, it came out later.
Yeah.
So it's slower. Yeah.
It's still not reactable. They're like. Bang's got a web nail that makes it like 40 frames, and and they just get to go. Oh, did you burst here like an idiot? Block.
Oh, they can react to the burst there.
Yeah, they slow it down so much with like a particular point in their combos that if you burst there, they just get to steal it for free.
Right. They see it.
That's like a knowledge check where you're gonna
Okay.
burst a bang web nail one time, you're gonna go, what the hell's happening, and then it'll never happen
Well, so,
again.
and that's where you were talking about, like we were talking about burst earlier, how you were like it's hard to bait them. So
Yes.
to me, it seems like that's the way you bait them. Like you can maybe press certain buttons that make the burst slower.
And it's pretty rare.
Okay.
The like this is not gonna be something I'm not gonna be able to react to you bursting this.
Even though you can block it.
Even though I could, I can't just block it. I had to cancel the OD to block it before.
Oh,
I had to cancel
right.
the OD and
then you
see
can
that you
block
were
it.
bursting and then block on reaction.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
I can also jump cancel it, but I'm not going to be able to do that on reaction. Like I can't.
You're
wait
just
to see.
guessing.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, and that's where and it makes sense because like we're kind of you're kind of showing why OD is really strong. So it kind of makes sense that they had to make burst this strong.
Yeah.
Just to give people a reason to even use it.
Yeah. If
you know.
burst was like Guilty Gear burst, you would never see a burst in this
Right.
game.
There'd be no. It would be the risk reward wouldn't even be worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's talk about active flow now.
Okay.
So I have to put this back to active flow does.
Back on.
Okay, so there's a big spreadsheet because they didn't actually ever tell us what builds active flow. Like we
Okay.
did not get that information in this game. It was air quotes offensive actions. It's a lot of different things. One of the big ones, spending meter. Spending meter gives you a big boost to OD.
Okay.
To active flow gain. You get more of it while you're on low life. Hitting people with overheads, blocking overheads.
And wait, is there visually? Can I see this?
You can only see when you get it. This is.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's basically you kind of build a game plan where you assume that you're going to get it at a certain point.
Okay.
You get an attention warning.
Okay.
Let's do, yeah. So when you get like 80% of the way to getting active flow, you'll see a little attention on the screen. And by see, I mean you won't see a little attention on the screen because you'll be doing something else.
Yeah, you won't even pay attention to it.
Yeah.
Is there? Can we make that appear somehow or no?
I can't do that one either. I can do it like.
You'd have to just like do enough moves.
Yeah.
right?
So let me.
If it takes too long, we don't
Yeah.
gotta do it.
It'll just kind of naturally happen. I'm just gonna.
And it's gonna appear top right.
It's gonna appear like right where the
Okay.
combo notation comes up normally. And then we do some supers. Guard crush, guard
There it
crush.
is, attention.
Yep, and then attention. And then I do 2 more and I get it. And there's active flow right there.
And where does it tell you're in active flow?
Oh, right there.
Oh,
at
it's
the top.
spinning.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's spinning and there's a big purple like thing.
Okay. So, it's gone.
It
Is that
only
it?
lasts for about 10 seconds.
Okay.
But it does 3 very important things.
Okay.
10% damage boost for the character that has it.
Okay.
You build more meter. Like, you don't passively build meter, but the meter that you're building anyway.
It's higher percentage.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
get more
okay.
of it, which has mattered a lot. I have definitely won a lot of rounds for that getting me to my super.
Right.
And then the most important one is you get to regen a lot more of your OD. So, like,
Oh, your OD regens faster.
yeah, it regens a lot faster. You're going to see by the end of this, I'm already, like, above 50%.
Right, and that was the whole sequence of your active flow.
Yep.
Okay. So you got active flow, you OD'd, you used your entire OD. And
Actually, so EA, you can only go into active flow once a match. EA
Right.
puts you into active flow if you have not been put into active flow yet.
it's guaranteed active flow.
100% as long as you haven't done it yet. Or burst, because bursting means you cannot get active flow. So that's a second way that it stops you from regenerating your burst.
Okay, so if I haven't gone into active flow, I haven't seen that attention thing, I go into OD, I do EA, and now I'm in active flow?
Yep, there you go.
Okay, so it's going to come back. And while I'm doing this, there's just stuck value. Like me hitting you doesn't increase it, or it does.
It does, yeah,
but-
it does increase the gain. Cause you're
And
still,
is the gain multiplied during active flow or no?
I actually don't know.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure. You do get a lot more. It does help you. Like, if you OD early in a round and you end in EA and then you play the round out, you will get your burst back, like almost 100%.
So you'll get a second one. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're getting this resource a lot if you're. So, okay. So it seems like when you're ODing, can you just end? So okay, but even the EA costs 50 meter. Right?
No, the
Does
EA is
it?
free.
It's free. So
It ends your OD, though.
it ends your OD. So tell me if I'm wrong here. I'm just spitballing. So let's say I get into OD, I reacted to an overhead, whatever, or I disactivated it, and I finish my combo. I want to finish it with EA to get into active flow.
Yep, that's a good. Like, that's
Okay.
a lot of characters will do that. It's a good idea. The thing is that most EAs give you bad Oki.
Oh, okay.
I say most because Jin's gives you a really good one. Jin,
Okay.
Yeah, Jin
Okay.
puts you like next to here. I'll yeah, do the EA.
Okay. And I'll just be like right in your
Yeah, you're
grill
gonna be
after
like
this.
right there.
And then I just get Oki.
Yeah, and then
And I'm in active flow now.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay.
and so it's extra scary. But like I always like to make fun of Azrael because his EA. So Azrael's like a rushdown gorilla character. He really wants
Yeah.
to be in your face. You're in the corner right now, right? So he does this thing. I'm in the corner now, and you're mid-screen.
See, corners himself.
Yeah, Azrael has a so Azrael does not really want the active flow as much as he wants to not be in the corner most of the time. So he like that is like it's a little bit character specific, but like generally yes, it's a really good idea. And for Jin, it's exactly what he wants.
Okay. And so, do most people, for when it comes to active flow, most characters, most of the time when active flow happens, is it because of an EA or is it just because it happens through you doing moves?
It really depends. I
of
would
the
say
character?
I would say that like I build my game plan around OD a lot because my character's OD is broken. If I get a good OD punish early, I will always go into EA because I do always want to get that burst back. But if I don't, I will still usually get it back during the round. If I'm winning, I will usually get it back. If it's like a back and forth game, I will usually get active flow before the end of it.
Just because you're doing moves that give it back.
Just because of the natural like state of the game.
And when you're in active flow, you said it does more damage. Does it change properties of anything?
No, active flow doesn't have any like large. Like you could ignore active flow, and other than the way that it affects resources, it doesn't actually change anything.
Okay. I get you. So, like, if you're just playing, like, you don't see the attention thing come up, doesn't really matter. I mean, the only thing I could think of is maybe if you know you're going to get active flow soon, maybe you'd want to OD, because then once your OD
Popping
goes away...
OD, okay. this is where it gets a little bit into the nitty gritty. Being at the active flow value, you need to have what's called like an initiate, like a something has to actually activate it. You can't just get into active flow. And like spending meter is one of them, but popping OD is another. Popping OD will, if you see the attention and you pop OD, you'll almost always immediately get active flow.
Okay, so if you see attention, you pop OD, you're already in active flow without even doing an EA.
Yeah.
Okay. And other things that pop it too? Like special moves maybe?
Yeah, special. I don't think it's specials. I think it's like
supers?
supers. Any spending of meter, so RCs will do it.
Okay, so it doesn't happen on its own. You got to pop it, basically.
Yeah.
And you have to. Okay, so that's kind of tough. So like,
It'll-
you would have to actually see the thing. Almost.
It'll just happen.
It'll just
It's
happen.
one of those things like I make it sound really complicated, but
Yeah.
I almost don't want to get too much into it because it kind of doesn't
Right,
matter.
right. Like you said, it'll just happen accidentally.
Yeah,
Like you'll be playing, you're like, oh, I guess that was an active flow. I didn't
Yeah,
notice.
really, like optimizing active flow is like a really high level play thing. Like I see a lot of top players who don't even really bother with it.
Right.
Um,
They just happens and they go with it.
Yeah, but like I know like Joker, who we had in our tournament yesterday, plays like they'll do a lot of guard crushes and combos early because that spends 25 meter, and they want to get that active flow faster to kind of get their OD back.
Ah, okay. So they activate active flow by doing this.
Yeah, because it's spending the 25 meters, so they'll do more combos to like. There's some like combo reasons to want to do it. Let me. But like, so I get like more damage on this combo for spending this 25 meter. But like, it weighs it a little bit more, where I'm like, oh, the 25 meter is also getting me closer to active flow, which is maybe worth it for me. But it's just another reason that burst is not always great. I'm gonna throw this out there: if you're fighting an Arakune, always burst. Do not OD versus Arakune. You will die if you do not burst that character. He's very invulnerable to OD, and he will. He's like the meme character that everyone hates fighting. A good Arakune will hit you, and they will full combo you into Arakune's special thing, which is Curse, and then you will be blocking 8-way mix-ups for 10 seconds until you die. So you need to not get hit that first time, so your burst is like your second life.
Okay, so you need. Okay, against Arakune, burst is stronger because you just need to get away
Yeah,
from
and there are
that.
some matchups that are like that, like Carl,
Okay.
the doll character.
Carl,
like
yeah.
the OD is nice; it does a lot of that matchup, but like maybe just resetting to neutral is like pretty good there.
Right. So to me, it almost sounds like those characters are really strong, probably.
Yeah, well,
Because-
hot take, I think Arakune is weak because
Oh, okay.
everyone else thinks he's really good. I think he's not very good because he loses to every character who is really good.
Okay.
And I think that makes you a
He's
weak
like
character.
not as good against the top tiers.
He has
Okay.
3 7s versus almost every character in top 10.
Okay. Okay.
So
That's actually a good argument.
yeah,
Okay. Okay. So that's active flow. I think I understand it. It's kind of something like you almost don't even need to pay attention to. I think the biggest takeaway I'm getting is if I end my OD with an EA, or if I just do an EA, that's a good way to get my OD back.
the two things
know.
that I think matter for active flow for new players are: one, it makes EAs better, and two, it makes bursts worse.
It makes EAs better because it gives you active flow.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And it makes bursts worse because you cannot get active flow.
If you burst.
Yes.
All right. Oh,
Which
yeah,
is
that's
why
right, you
like
said that.
early bursting is weaker in this game too.
Right.
Because you are almost definitely not getting that burst back if you burst at the beginning.
Right. So it almost seems like, I mean, so you have more OD the less health you have. So I mean, this is getting kind of into the strategy, so we don't have
Yeah.
to. I mean, we can talk about it again later, but you know, there could be a situation where you react to the overhead. Like, is early OD? Is it worth it to early OD because then you can get it back?
It really depends on like that's something that's character specific. I'll do
Okay.
it a lot because mine's really good and I want to around. Jins, I sometimes will see them do it early to get like a nice confirm, and then they get the EA at the end. They
The
get
active
that,
flow
yeah,
'cause they get
the
OP,
active
yeah.
flow, and then they
Okay.
get to do another one when they're on low life. And hell, those 2 touches can kill you.
Okay.
They actually might not need another touch in that round.
Okay.
The first one hits you for 4K, the second one hits you for 6K, you're dead.
Okay. Okay. All right, that's cool. Okay, yeah. There's so much things like behind the scenes, like that. It's starting to make like way more sense to me now.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we basically covered all of the mechanics. I mean,
yeah.
is there anything other mechanics that we didn't really cover?
I
or-
think we've other than the character specific ones.
Right, which
but-
we don't have
yeah.
to. We don't.
Yeah,
have
yeah.
to.
I don't need to. I mean, they take forever to
Yeah,
do
yeah,
a primer on every
it's not-
character.
yeah.
Look up resources.
Yeah.
So barrier, instant block, throw. We talked about the whole OD system.
Yep.
And we talked about all of the uses for meter. Yeah, I think that's pretty much.
That's the basics, right?
Yeah, that's all the system mechanics.
Okay. So now we can, if you want, we can get into the weeds a little bit more. So what about combo structure?
Okay, so every character has totally different combo theory, but I have a really important recommendation for all new players. I think there are 3 combos that you should try and learn for whatever character you play immediately. And like you don't need there's like a bajillion routes for every character with a ton of different variations. You need 3. You need a B&B that works off of your A starter and ideally works off of your other ones.
Okay.
You need a throw combo.
Okay.
and you need a counter hit punish because people will DP in this game. They'll DPRC. To make the risk reward for you not terrible, you should get a good one. And they're not all like you don't need like an optimal like 8K combo. If you just need a like not your B&B.
Right, something better.
Yeah,
something better than your B&B.
I don't play Jin, but
Yeah, we don't. I mean, you could do it with your character if you want.
okay, yeah. Also, I'll do it with Tsubaki. So Tsubaki's got a pretty basic one right now, which is you do. You can do this off of 1 or 2 5As. I'm just gonna do one 5A, 5BB, 2BB, 5CC, 236A, 214B, 22B. And I get a knockdown there. That's the important part. The B&B has to end in a knockdown.
Okay. Okay. So I mean, I didn't follow. I bet nobody followed what you just said before that.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was a 5A starter, ends in a knockdown.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like it's just I just hit a bunch of buttons in a row. This is like brain dead easy.
Right.
And
And it's okay damage, and you're getting a mix. Like,
yeah,
okay.
I get a knockdown, and importantly for new players, I don't have to start with the 5A to get this.
Okay. You could start on a different thing.
I can start with almost every button I have on the ground. Well, that one, the launcher's a little bit different. But yeah, it doesn't matter what I'm hitting my opponent with. I can at least do the second half of that string a regular way. So
Okay.
for Jin, your version of that is like 2A, 5B, 5C, 3C. And then you would do 214B, 236A, I think it is.
That?
Yeah, it's that, and then that has a follow-up, which is 236A, I think.
Um,
Might be 214A. I'm just going to look at the command list.
Okay.
So that is...
this is Tsubaki.
Thank you.
Um,
Not that. Oh, it's not going to tell me what the follow-up is, huh? Oh, do you just hit... No, that's the other
oh,
one.
I did that. I did quarter circle back B.
Yeah, that's the one that you do want to do. Okay, it's just not telling me with the... I'm going to beat Jin
Okay.
really quick to make this easier. I did like a little bit of Jin like a long time ago when I was the worst player.
Okay.
Is it... There we go. It's 236C.
Okay.
So you want to do...
That.
you
No,
know-
actually, you know what? One thing we didn't talk about, text. Is that a big deal?
Oh God, that's actually such a huge deal. Yep. Okay. No, we had to talk about text. Text ruin at this game for everybody because everyone wants to hold down back in tech, and you can't do that in this game. You will die. 100%.
Okay.
This game has one of.
Thank you, Agonok told us. Thank you. We figured it out. But yeah,
Okay.
in the Twitch chat, sorry.
Oh, they're talking about text. Yeah.
No, they were telling us what the input was.
Oh,
for the
yeah,
Jin thing.
yeah. I like couldn't remember off the top of my head. I haven't played this character in a while. Okay, so text. There are two kinds of knockdowns: hard knockdown and soft knockdown.
Okay.
It's not like Guilty Gear or older Guilty Gears. I don't think Strife has this, where you have like face up and face down and like character-specific ones.
Okay.
Everyone has the same tech timings. The only difference between hard knockdown and soft knockdown is how quickly they can roll after. I think this is a hard knockdown. So like hold back in tech after
Okay.
this. Hold back in tech.
Oh, back. I did down back. Is that not working?
Oh yeah. Okay. So yeah. So now delay it and then do down back, like back in tech. So that is a hard, like a hard knockdown. So you can't roll immediately.
I gotta
think
wait.
This one's soft knockdown. Let me. What's one? I don't know. I'm just gonna go back to Tsubaki because I actually know what hers are.
That's fair. Okay, so basically what you're saying is, I mean, it's gonna be different, but if you hard knockdown me, it's better to wait back tech. Or
Well,
it depends,
you can't.
but-
It just changes the roll timing.
Okay.
Because if I do a soft knockdown, like that's not gonna work. Oh yeah. Okay, we'll just do that. That's a soft knockdown. You can roll immediately. So like you don't have to. You know how before when you tried to delay roll, you just got the instant get up.
Yeah.
You won't have that during soft knockdown. You can roll immediately.
Okay.
So there are on the ground. There are 5 different types of techs.
Okay, of course.
There's a forward roll, a back roll. There's E-tech, which is when you immediately get up. So that's the thing that you were doing before.
That?
Yep. So you just hold a button and then you tech immediately. This is a hold to tech game, not a mash to tech game.
Okay, I love that.
Yeah.
I hate the mash tech.
Yeah. But you don't want to hold down back because then you will get roll on like a soft knockdown.
Okay, you don't want that.
Yeah, because rolls are punishable on block. Or sorry, they're punishable not on block. They're punishable on like.
They're punishable. They're
Yeah.
just punishable.
Yeah. So if you try to roll here.
Yeah, I was blocking.
Yeah.
So that's just punishable.
Yeah.
So, but mid screen, do it like this. Do it again, maybe. You can still punish it.
I messed that up.
Oh, you just messed it up, okay.
Yeah.
And so it might be character
Oh,
specific.
that one. Okay, that one just doesn't work on Jin specifically.
Oh god. Okay.
trying to think of what. Okay, but I'll do it like try to do a forward roll here. I know how to catch
Okay.
that one.
Okay,
So,
so
yeah, a lot of people will try and roll out of the corner.
right.
Oh, that's just me messing up. Can't do it. I just get a punish there.
Oh, I just tried and you punished it.
Yep.
Okay, so you kind of have to on Oki. Then it's very layered. It's because you have to guess which roll. I'm assuming you have setups that account for multiple rolls, but like
Yeah, Tsubaki's a little bit worse than this than a lot of characters are. Generally, if you do a 2A, you'll catch people forward rolling through you. So like pretty much no matter who you play, if I knock you down in the corner and you try to roll out and I 2A, I'll catch you.
Okay, and so base teching is the only teching in place is the only safe one.
That's the only one that that has invuln until recovery.
Okay.
Rolls you still have recovery after the invuln ends.
More recovery.
Like okay, I'm trying to the right way to phrase this is you can't block before you recover. Like when you detect normally, you can block the same frame that you recover.
Right. So you're saying that for the rolls, there are frames where you can't block. Basically.
You're vulnerable. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And you can't jump either, so you get thrown for free.
It's guaranteed throw.
Guaranteed command throw.
Command throw, not normal throw. Oh, because I can tech a throw.
Yeah, because you can tech a throw normally.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
also counter hit. If you get thrown on counter hit, you can't tech. I forgot to mention that earlier.
If I get thrown on counter hit.
Like if you are so if you try to mash, like hit your 5C or actually hold your AB, you can't tech that because you got throw counters.
Oh, okay. So if you throw at the same frame that I press a button, it's
Throw
guaranteed.
wins.
Throw wins.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be the same frame, but if I grab you during the startup of a move, you will never be able to tech it.
That makes sense.
Or if I throw you on the recovery from a DP.
Right, because it's counter hit state.
Yep. So if I have throw Astral, I can block your DP, throw you Astral.
Right. That's a good point though, because if you did something else that was punishable but not counter hit recovery, I can still throw tech it.
Yep.
Okay. So throws aren't really a great punish unless it's counter hit.
Yeah, and even then you're getting less than you normally would.
Right.
But
in general,
yeah.
yeah. Okay. It would have to be a specific situation.
You cannot throw punish bursts because bursts aren't counter hit recovery.
They're not. Okay.
So if you block a burst and you go to throw them, they can't tech it.
Okay. Bursts aren't counter hit. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay. Cool. So we were talking about the tech rolls.
Yep. So there's E-tech where you just hold a button.
Boom, I'm up and I
Yep.
can block.
And you're fine. And then there's the delay tech where you do that but slightly later.
Okay.
So there is a short window there where if you just don't tech here, I can hit you, but it's a blue beat.
Oh, okay.
So
I'd have to time right before you hit me.
No. The blue beat's fine. Then you get
Okay.
E-tech. The blue beat generally not a big deal because like watch. So I'm doing like a big combo, and then at the end I'm gonna blue beat. You just don't tech except that I need to not drop things. Wow. Jeez. Okay. Let me do a different one that's easier.
Okay.
But like you see how it keeps blue beating? You can tech out after the first one.
Oh, after all the blue beats.
Yeah, you can tech out after any of those, and it shows you what number I dropped on because I've already prorated my combo, so I can't keep going. So sometimes you can blue beat, and then you can immediately tech, and then you don't have to deal with Orochi anymore.
Right. That makes sense because you're trying to do a combo, so I'm teching out of your blue beat.
Yeah,
And-
a lot
yeah.
of people are not ready for that situation.
Oh, okay. That actually seems good. I kind of like that.
Yeah.
I feel like that almost seems like strong, the best thing to do.
Good players, the best thing to do is to do a delay tech is usually really strong because people aren't ready to blue beat you, and if they delay your Oki, you get more time to see what they're doing. So a lot of times, like versus Kokonoe, I fight Kokonoe every single week here because we have Science Cat. If I delay tech, he cannot left-right me without me being able to react to it. 'Cause I go, oh, he's setting up the left-right, and then I tech and I block
Right.
on the right side. And so he just stopped doing them to me because I delay tech through them.
So that should be it's like I said, it just seems like the strongest option.
I do think fundamentally delay teching is the layer one.
Okay, that's the baseline,
Yes.
which is weird because instinctively you'd think just tech in place would be
That's when people are going to hit you with dirty stuff like just E-tech here.
okay.
Or I guess I didn't time that right.
That was
but-
overhead, right?
Yeah. So I can beat this. You rolled there, but the same thing would happen.
Oh, I didn't mean to.
Yeah,
okay,
but if you delay tech, I have to wait to see what you're gonna do, and then you have more time to react to the throw. You can kind of be like, oh, what's he doing here?
So, and again, this is kind of getting into the weeds, but that's what we're doing right now. So,
Actually, it's a really great example. I'm gonna knock you down. I want you to do E-tech DP.
Okay. That's it, right? Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Immediate tech DP. Okay. Am I? Okay. I think I'm just timing it wrong.
That's a safe jump. So
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
yeah, and
so that's a safe jump on like E tech. Is that,
yeah.
that's what you're
But
calling
now
it?
do delay tech safe jump
Okay.
or delay. Yeah. You hit me.
That was a counter hit. Do I get a combo there? almost looked like I
He
did.
can at certain heights.
Okay, at certain heights. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's actually got an EX DP that he does get a combo off of.
Oh, like if I do that?
Yeah. You can actually run up in 3C afterwards and you get a full combo.
Oh, is that it? Is that my DP?
That's your EX one, yeah.
Oh, it just doesn't look like a DP. Okay. And then I get a combo.
And then you
Whatever,
can run up in
I can
3C.
figure
Yeah, yeah,
something
yeah.
out. Okay.
So the number one way to beat safe jumps in this game is you do delay wake up DP.
Right. Okay. Okay, cool. Okay. This is cool because I want to recap it again, but
Yeah.
I feel like this is really good because I feel like we're establishing a good baseline. Because like you said, like the baseline is actually things that aren't intuitive.
Yes.
Like in the sense that on defense you want to do this option select as a baseline.
Yeah.
On tech you want to do delay tech as a baseline, which is not intuitive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of good that we're going over this stuff.
There's one other tech option, which is the weird one, which is quick get up.
Okay.
And this is hold down in tech.
Hold down and okay, sorry.
It is the fastest. It gets you up in
Did
like.
I just do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the fastest option. It has no invuln at all, but it also doesn't do the little white flash. I will catch a lot of people sleeping by like, okay, so this is my little secret. A lot of people don't know what their Oki is off of their EA. So a lot of times off of that, I will quick get up and then mash on them because they aren't ready to actually meaty me.
Okay. So it's the fastest, but you said it's like punishable because it has no invuln?
It has no invuln at all. It is just, I think it's like 15 or 20 frames of just straight punishable.
Oh, okay. So this is kind of the option you want to pick if you think they don't got their Oki good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, this is like this guy like especially when you get like some of the EAs that knock you like full screen. Like if someone knocks you full screen, this one isn't actually too bad because it lets you like if they're running up from full screen to try and do something afterwards, you can quick get up and poke them.
Right. So so you say it's like it's optimal in a situation where they can't get Oki because it's the fastest to get up, right?
I would basically, as a new player, never use this. Is
Okay.
what I would say.
Fair
But
enough.
I do need to talk about it.
Okay. No, we have to know what it is.
Yeah. So we need to explain it, but I need to bring it up so that when you get it by accident and you get exploded, you know what's happening.
Yeah, you're like, what the heck just happened?
Because it also removes the blue beat state.
Okay. And on as well, like especially against newer players, I'm guessing roll out of the corner is pretty strong. I'm guessing.
Rolling out of the corner is like the first thing everyone will learn to cover. So
Right,
it's good against someone who doesn't know how to play the game, but like,
Yeah.
remember how I said you do your B&B into an Oki? It's just 2A to catch it, like on almost every character.
So meaty 2A.
I don't even need to meaty. So like if you do delay tech here, like, that's what the delay tech will beat, is me like hard checking for rolls. But if I just like react to the flash, you got red beat there that time. Because you delayed like a little bit too long, which is the worry with the latex. If you don't do so, there's the E-Tech window, which is like 8 frames or something.
Okay.
It's pretty easy to hit. Then there's like another frame window that I forget the exact length of. It is on Dustloop.
For delay tech?
Where nobody can tech at all. Like you cannot tech during that window, and that's a blue beat only window.
Oh, is that in between E-Tech and delay tech?
Yes. and then you can start delay teching for like another 30 frames.
Okay.
And
So I feel like the good players probably are really good at that timing.
yeah.
Like,
I mean, you enter it anywhere. The buffer in this game is actually huge. It's like 5 frames.
Okay.
So you can hit it pretty much anywhere during that delay tech window, and you'll get up at the first frame. But after that first frame, every combo is a new combo now. So you're getting reset if you delay it like too long. There's like a bug there.
Okay.
So like if you delay a little bit too long here, this is a totally new combo. You're getting big damage
I got red beated. Wait.
Yeah.
Why am I getting red beated?
because you didn't delay tech like immediately. Like. So there I meted you a little bit too early, but I can like time this so that I'll only hit you if you don't I'll only hit you if you're too late into the delay tech, and then you tech through my 2B, right?
Yeah.
And then I still get to meet you.
Right. Oh, okay. So like you're accounting for the.
Yeah.
So
and-
if I delay tech too late, it's a red beat.
Yep, I get a new combo.
But I thought if I did nothing, it's a blue beat.
Only until the delay tech window starts.
Okay, this is getting complicated.
Yeah. It's basically you want to delay tech as fast as you can.
Okay, that makes more sense now. If
Yeah.
you don't delay tech as fast as you can, there's trouble. There
Yeah.
can be trouble.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you want to get out of the initial range. You don't want to tech necessarily during the initial window. I would just wait like a little bit less time because you.
Okay, I'll wait a little bit less.
There you go. That's like the fastest like delay.
So you're
tech.
just doing like a quick delay. Like how many frames do I have to delay? Would you say? If you had to guess.
10 or 15 or something. It's not
Okay.
like a lot. Like I don't know the exact number.
Okay, and
Less
this is
than
something that's
30.
this is very practicable.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you just have to get used to, and if you do it correctly, that won't happen. You won't get red
Yeah.
beaten, right? Ever?
Yes, but there are reasons that you want to delay tech for extra long.
Depending on like setups.
Yeah,
and
like
stuff
what
like
your
that.
opponent is doing, like you can just
Yeah.
get to wait and look at them. If they're not red beating you, like
Yeah.
some players are just not ready for that kind of stuff, or if they're trying to cover like a different option. Because the nice thing about the wake up game, there are so many things. Like maybe I can't cover rolls and red beat you, you know?
Right. Right. Okay.
And a lot of that comes down to matchup specific and more importantly player specific. Like a lot of that is figuring out what your opponent can do.
Right. But no, I agree that the delay tech seems good because, like you said, like you had like your meaty to 2B. I did the delay tech 2B whiffs, and you could still hit me with the
Yeah.
the 2A. But like it could, like you said, it could potentially remove. Like if you're doing an instant overhead, that
Yeah.
could potentially whiff. Can I do something like let's say you're doing like an overhead? Is there a situation I could like delay tech and punish the overhead, or is
Yes.
that really?
If I do a badly timed overhead, like I'm just gonna
Okay.
knock you down and go for it.
Okay.
Yeah. That's why a lot of people don't go for that.
Okay, so that's more talking about offensive strategy.
Yeah.
You know now. So we kind of talked. Okay, so let's just go back. So we talked about combos, which combos is something we're just gonna have to learn, right? We talked about Gatlings
We have
earlier.
to talk about air tech.
air attack. All right, keep
Okay, so jump in the air.
All right. Oh, I was.
Oh
blocking,
yeah, get
sorry.
hit. There is a 4-directional air tech, so just hold each different direction.
Okay. Oh, I'm blocking. Sorry. That's
So
back.
you can go. Yes, that's back.
That was. I held it up there, but
Yeah,
okay.
you should get.
That was down.
Yeah, and then you can do forward tech too.
Okay. So is it just up, down, left, right?
Yep.
Okay. I didn't notice a big difference between up and neutral. Is that
There's not a huge difference. Well, the up and neutral is not.
so?
like
That was
yeah.
up, and then I want to see neutral real quick. Yeah, I guess I was floating a
Yeah,
little bit lower.
you have the gravity working against you on that one. But down tech is pretty noticeable.
So that was down.
Yeah. And then forward tech is like a big one because that's where the blue beat one comes in. So okay, so I knock you down to the corner. I want you to get blue beat and then forward tech out of the corner.
Okay.
You over my head.
Right, and I can block first frame.
And you get your air action back.
Right, I can just backdash. Ah,
Yeah.
I see. Yeah. Okay, I get this. Okay, cool.
You won't see a lot of air teching in this game on purpose, except unless people are trying to like. Tech chasing is pretty rare in this game. I did it a lot on Friday because I dropped a bunch of like I didn't get confirms off of some things, and so I just tech chased, and then I like air grabbed people because my character's got a huge air dash, and it's really like you can just chase them down and grab them.
So it seems, I mean, I guess we're kind of just getting into, this is basically defensive strategy with the teching. Or like,
Yeah.
this is teching strategy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, delay teching is strong because, I guess, I'm still a little confused on when it's a red beat and when it isn't. Is it in those in-between frames?
Yeah, as soon as you enter the delay tech window, like the first frame that you can delay tech, you can be in vuln frame 1 with the delay tech.
Oh, so if they hit me during that, it's red beat.
Yes.
But if they hit me in the in-between, it's blue beat.
Yes.
Because I technically could have delay teched it.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I got it. That actually makes sense now.
I'm missing a couple of the like exact frame things. There is a chart on Dustloop Wiki which has all of these system mechanics.
Okay.
So like there might be some small nitty gritty details that I'm like not exactly explaining.
Okay.
But the generalities are all there, and I would recommend checking out the Dustloop Wiki for all. This
Okay,
stuff.
cool. No, but that makes sense to me now. So like, if you could have delayed tech and you didn't, it's a red beat.
Yes, because you can hold the
Okay.
delay tech for a really long period of time. Like just don't tech at all really quick. That's how long you can delay tech for, and then
Okay,
eventually the
during
game-
that whole time, yeah.
You never want to see that slow get up. though,
Right.
'cause-
So, okay, cool. So basically, the idea is that if you're hitting me with a blue beat, this is why I'm thinking like delay tech seems really strong, right? Because if you do it during the blue beat phase, I can tech forward,
Yep.
and I can't get hit. Right? You can't punish that tech forward. Right?
I can meaty you out of it. Like a good player, I fight like Onikage all the time. He will 2A blue beat me, and then he will jump up and JA me back to the ground. But that's
Right.
still not like I take like 20 extra damage, and then I also don't have to deal with like a mix up on wake up.
Right. It almost seems like this system is designed in a way that it's hard for people to loop Oki because of all the different options.
Yes, until you get to the really messed up characters. But like
Yeah, certain
generally,
characters.
yeah.
Okay.
Like yeah, Carl can cover everything with Doll pretty easily, but like
Right. Like yeah, because he's a puppet character, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So the Doll has a big attack that covers like every single wake up option in the game. But like yeah,
Okay.
and against like characters like ours, mixing up your wake up options is like pretty strong. It gives you a lot of different options to cover stuff. For instance, my safe jump does not cover forward rolls. So if you forward roll here, I'm fucked. You're out.
Okay, and this is where the knowledge comes in, right? Because it's
Yeah.
like, oh, I've been DPing a lot. He'll probably safe jump. I'm gonna forward roll. Like this
Yep.
is where like this game is super knowledge checky. It seems like, and then, like I said, this is just something you're just gonna have to learn over time. But like, we kind of just have to establish the baselines of like what's good, and then from there you'll have to just kind of figure out what beats what.
So
past
like,
that.
oh, one sec. Sorry, I swallowed something wrong.
No worries,
just throw OS and delay tech are like good.
Throw OS and delay tech. That's good, like especially for defensive mechanics.
Yes. Good
Okay.
places to start. Air barriering pretty much all the time. Like, there's not a lot of reason to regular block in the air.
Right.
So I would air barrier in the air a lot.
Yeah, because barrier in general, it's not a resource you're that scared of using, right?
It's basically free. And then when you knock down the ways, so that you want to block first frame on wake up, react to your own tech flash. They're like 20 something frames, so like that's when you start blocking. Is you can.
Oh, when I tech.
Yeah, when you tech, you can. That's like, and then you can block.
Okay.
So don't like hold down back because you will get back roll. A lot of the
Oh
time.
yeah.
On like a soft knockdown, and
Right.
I can be like really cheeky with stuff like that, where I can like hit you with a soft knockdown, and then when you roll, I can just I'm like, oh, he's gonna back roll, and I can catch
It's
it.
punish. 'Cause
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can
Okay.
punish, yeah. Not everyone's going to be ready for punishing rolls, and then also, again, there's stuff to layer in there, but they are, like, the weak option. That gets a lot of Smash players. We actually get a ton of Smash players coming over to BB. There's, like, a big
Yeah.
crossover, and they like to roll a lot because it's really good in that game.
Oh yeah.
Way
yeah.
worse than this
They're just
one.
like, oh, this is the smash option. I gotta
Yeah.
do this, but no.
Yeah. So that,
Okay.
that covers the important stuff about teching. I would delay tech, and I would not roll as a layer 1.
Okay. Cool. How about? So that covers a lot of defense. We might get back to that after, but what about like offense? So like that was like a lot of defense strategies. We got teching. We know this option select. You know, we learned about throw teching and like delaying and stuff like that.
Yep.
What about like if I'm the one on offense?
So we talked about how to set up TRM to beat throw OS.
Yes. So your example you used was like jab, another jab, and then throw.
Yeah.
That was the example.
Or
you
even
used.
just one jab and then throw. Like,
Right. If I TRM the first one.
yeah, that's how the tick throw game works in this one. Like.
Yep.
Throw
I
your
got
fist,
it there.
yep. And then for covering tech options, the layer 1 for covering people rolling out of the corner is you just want to do like the 2A. So like,
Oh yeah, I was still in the corner when you did that
Yeah.
too. Okay.
I can actually. Okay, so there's another. My character has. If I can get it, I need to do like an actual combo to get this to work. So just try to roll out of the corner first frame.
Oh, okay. And I'm assuming that would work if I didn't roll either.
Yep. So yeah, I can at even a mid-level of play, most people will be able to cover rolls.
Okay.
And you should lab with your character how to do it. Again, the generic way, you can 2A. The 2A,
Okay,
the
so-
2As will catch rolls usually.
So generally, you're 2Aing at a timing that would catch like base tech, right? So like if I were to just do normal tech and you were to 2A at that same
you
timing.
want to do it a little bit late into the base tech. So like I want to
Okay.
do a slight delay and then I want a 2A.
Oh, okay.
Because tech is so long, if you whiff through it, you're still getting a meaty.
Yeah.
As long as you don't overcommit. Like you're doing a 2A, I have like no recovery.
Right. And so if I were to do that same setup.
That one I messed up.
Okay.
And then you rolled there, and I get that.
Okay, so when you're on the offense, you're saying that it's almost better to do a little bit of delay. Like you don't want to, because there's so many different roll options. You don't want to just account for the quick tech, right?
Yeah.
You want to delay a little bit, which ideally would account for
You
multiple
have
techs.
enough time. Like the quick tech is still 20 frames. So like
Yeah.
you have time to like delay a little bit and whiff a button through them and then see that they've quick teched and then still meaty them most of the time. You just
Okay.
don't want to commit to like big buttons on people's wake up a lot with a lot of
Okay.
recovery because that's where you're going to get yourself in trouble.
And so when you said you could react, when you're playing, are you reacting to these different rolls?
It
Or
really depends on the situation. I usually try not to react to rolls too much. I've been playing Relius, and he has a specific knockdown where you run up afterwards, and because it's a hard knockdown, you can actually react to the fact that they didn't tech and get a full blue beat extension. And actually, Subak's got another good example of that too. So I can mid-screen, I can do this. And I can do that, and if I hit you with that blue beat, I get a full combo, and you can't roll.
I can tech out of the blue beat though, right?
No, I get a combo.
Oh, really?
Because my combo's not prorated enough, so I get a full extension. Like I do a short combo into that, and that's when it works. But if I do like a big long like,
Oh, right, because you're continuing that
yes.
combo.
So
that makes
because
sense.
I'm doing this, If
Oh,
I tried to
teched,
blue
but
beat
yeah,
you
yeah.
there,
I would have been able to tech because the combo was too long.
yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. And by the way, when we're going back to hard knockdown, do you have limited options, or is it just that you have to delay roll?
You just have to delay roll.
Okay, so it's hard knockdown is you have the same options, but to roll you have to delay it.
Yes.
And if you don't, okay, so it's
The one
there's
thing
almost
that-
no difference.
The one thing that actually matters a lot with hard knockdown, yeah, it's not a super big deal. The one that it matters for is Kagura because he's got a flash kick.
Okay.
He cannot charge the flash kick during a hard knockdown.
It just doesn't charge.
Because he'll get quick get up.
Well, you can't hold down back.
No, because if he holds down back, he gets roll.
Oh.
So during the that's the problem with him during like that because he can't tech and then hold down. He has to wake up and then start charging.
Okay. So now you're saying so on offense. So the goal is, like I said, you have like a lot of frames to deal with that quick tech.
Yeah.
So you kind of want to put in a little bit delay that accounts for if they roll or if they don't roll.
Yep.
Basically.
You don't want to just meet them immediately necessarily. A lot of
Yeah.
people, if you see that some of this is habit based. If they're e-teching, a lot of people just e-tech all the time. Like that is what I think the actual default for the average player is, even at a mid to high level. But delay teching is incredibly strong in this game because it also lets you so I do my safe jump, right? If you e-tech, you're not going to see that. You're gonna be in the safe jump already.
Right.
But if you do delay tech, you can roll if you see me do it. Like you can wait for me to do the jump and then roll out.
Oh, roll forward.
Yeah.
Oh. Like that.
Yeah.
Right. So you can delay tech and delay roll.
Yep.
Yeah. Ooh. Okay. So there's like so many options.
There's a lot. It's your opponent needs to know a lot to kind of lock you down, and mixing up these options and like being kind of difficult with them. You still do stuff like wake up backdash like a Street Fighter.
Right.
or,
You
like,
could still exactly like I could still just do wake up quick tech DP. Like you know
Yep.
what I mean? Like just keep it classic. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And you can do delay tech DP that beats the safe
Right.
jumps. You can do wake up backdash DP that definitely hits people.
Okay. So we kind of established that for the baseline on the teching side, a good baseline would be to delay tech.
Yep.
But would you say it would be a good idea as well to just like mix it up? You obviously don't want to delay tech every time.
I think that like delay teching should be your norm, and then you throw in a roll and see if they actually can tech.
Yeah,
or
see
not.
if they the knowledge check them a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, because like think about it, like if someone knocks you down in the corner, they don't know how to deal with roll a single time. Like, let's say because didn't we say that like if they try to beat your quick tech, would that timing whiff against a roll?
It depends.
If they do it as soon as possible, maybe it depends.
Yeah, it's one of those things that's I can't give you a straight answer.
Okay, yeah, okay.
The one thing
I
I
need
will
a yes
say-
or no. No, just kidding.
Never back roll in the corner.
Never back roll. That
Never
makes
back
sense.
roll in the corner.
That makes sense.
It doesn't do anything.
Yeah, you're just getting punished.
Yeah, you just get hit. That one you don't want. So that's pretty important.
Okay. So a good idea would be to mix up between the safest options would be probably mixing up between quick tech and delay tech, and
Yep.
then knowledge checking with probably like mid screen maybe with a back tech, corner with a forward
back
tech.
roll is like some characters have a harder time than others. Like I have to do a pretty hard call out on a back roll mid screen. But yeah, you can do back rolls mid.